Hello, hello, and happy Monday. The start of another week. What is it going to bring us? We just don't know. Hey everybody, I hope you're all keeping very well. Tonight we're doing some exploring. And we're over in Austria. I've been here before. I've been here once. And it's amazing. It's really, really nice. So we're going to check some things out. That is our want. So our plan for tonight, I have a plan. And I had to write it down because this is, that's a plan. We're on the ground here down at Salzburg Airport, Lima Oscar Whiskey Sierra. We're going to make our way then south. We're going to go over the Berchtesgaden, heading over by the Eagle's Nest and check out the scenery. Let's see if it's modelled. From there we're going to head down to Zell am See, which is Lima Oscar Whiskey Zulu. I love the way there's whiskey in almost every single IKEA code. It's great. From there we're going to open up the multiplayer and then we're going to fly through the Alps as best we can as we head down to Innsbruck, which is Lima Oscar Whiskey India. And then we're still not done yet. We're then going to head to a place called, how do we pronounce this? I think it's Saint Johann, but it's basically Saint Johann's, which is Lima Oscar India Juliet. And then we're going to make our way back up to Salzburg. I'm already sweating thinking about this one because it's all mountainous regions and you have to behave. But it'll be grand. That is our plan. Is it a Moony Monday? We shall find out. Who guessed it? Anyway, let's say hello to some people who have been very kind to join us here on a Monday night. We have Colonel Fork 85. He says, so are we going to hear any yodeling on this trip? We'll wait. Shane Neary is here. He says, hi Murph, good evening to you. Ailerons Into the Wind is here. Hope you're keeping well, my dude. We'll say hello to Dangerous Brian. Good evening to you, Brian. Ben McClure is here. He states 134 days to go until Pancake Tuesday. Ben, in 134 days, I'm really hoping there's going to be some sort of an epic stream from you, my dude. You gotta tell us how to make them and shake them and, well, ate them. Papa Joe B is in the house. Good after evening to you. He says, hello all. Good evening to you. Erlansky is here. Welcome aboard. Stuart Payne says, watch for the mountains on this one, Murph. I know, right? Good evening to you, Stuart. I hope you're keeping well, my dude. Rudder is here. He made it on time. He says, good evening from Germany. Guten Abend. I hope you're keeping well, my dude. The Merlin Flyer is here. Good evening to you. Ed Reed is in the house. Yes, we're going to try and get some nice local music, which we probably won't be able to find. And I was going to stream, you know, kind of Mozart, because like this is Mozart. This is where he came from. This is his town. This is his hood. But I started scratching my head when I started reading through. There have to be, I think, 70 years plus the time difference between their passing and copyright. And to be honest, I got dizzy and I said, right, let's go with something neutral. So we shall see. GVST or Adams is here. He says north or west server. Haven't decided yet. We'll see once we get down to Zell am See. Pilot Peely is in the house. Good evening to you, my dude. Philip Breen is here. How's it going, Philip? Happy Monday to you. Jan Moorkamp is here. Good evening to you, my friend. I hope you're keeping well. Mark O'Gorman has rambled in. He says, hiya Murph and all the Two-Tone Murphy channel. The channel keeps growing and happy Monday. It does. There's loads of people all hanging around and it's all great. It's great crack. I was kind of on the DOS yesterday because it was Sunday and I'm allowed to be on the DOS, right? And if I say it, well then it's grand. I was on the DOS and it actually gave me a good bit of time to check up on other streamers and YouTube people and Twitch people, and I had a great blast watching them. And we got a good shout out over on the Oz Flight Simmer channel. Shane gave us a big shout out, which was awesome. So if Shane is watching, hello and good evening, and well, it's good morning to you now, dude. But yeah, really appreciate the shout out. Who else do we have? Mal Walsh is here. The hills are alive with the sound of aircraft. They will be singing and yodeling. And we're all going to take part together. Johnny is here. He says, working, but want to fly. Well, we'll take our time. Let's see what happens. Mike G is in the house and says, Guten Abend, mein Freund. Good evening to you, Mike. I hope you're keeping well. Got Border Collies is here. Can't wait to watch and one day fly along. Absolutely. Can't wait for you to be flying with us soon. Got Border Collies. Bell Bro is here. He says, great Monday evening to you all. Good evening. Who else? Bad Dog is in the house. He's a great dog. Really great dog. He says, hiya Murph. Hope you are well. Happy Monday. And to you, my dude. Gustavo is in the house. Good evening. You're very welcome aboard. Keen Lafford has rambled in. He says, I can't believe it's Monday already. It feels like the week just started. Evening, Murph. Good evening, Keen. I hope you're keeping well, my dude. But yeah, who else? Gabriel Dillon is in the house. Well, 2 of the tones, Murphy, he says. Hello, Gabriel. Happy Monday to you, my dude. Ben McClure says, Inky, Pinky, Punky, Daddy had a donkey. I got to be careful reading out these prompters. Anyway, Ben, thanks for the poem. It was beautiful. Very emotional. In fact, it brought a tear to my very eye. Alison Johnson is here again. Good evening to you, Alison. I hope you're keeping very, very well. Ben says sorry. Mort the Second is here. He says, hola, Murph. Hola. Good evening to you and happy Monday. Shane Neary says, how long will it take? Probably a while, but we'll get through it. We have refreshments on hand, and well, you guys are going to be yodeling. I might be yodeling. So let's see what happens here, shall we? Modern Tornado 81 is here. I'm here from the start. Nice. Good evening to you, my dude. Creeper Plays MC is here. How's it going, my dude? Pilot Billy says, are we flying the crevices? We shall be, yes. Well, that's the hope. Keen Laffer says, Murph, don't be worried. If birds can fly, you can too. Scott Voigt is here. Good evening to you, Scott. Happy Monday to you. I hope you're keeping very, very well. Coley 205 has rambled in. Good evening to you, sir. Happy Monday. GVS, we'll just go with Adams, but it's GVSTR Adams, MVS. He says, bonjour from Montreal. Falche from Tipperary. Good evening, my friend. I hope you're keeping very well. Creeper says, do you stream on Twitch? Yep, we stream on Twitch and YouTube. Deep Future is here. Good evening to you. As is Jeffrey Davitt. How are you keeping, my friend? He says, good afternoons from New Orleans. Or is it New Orleans? But very good evening to you. Dougal McTavish is here. He says, is in and out. Very good, Dougal. Good to see you. And we'll catch you again. And now he's back. Who else is here? There's so many people here. I have to, yeah. Sticky Rice 82 is here. Happy Monday to you, my dude. Merlin says, Strauss music is a good waltz. Indeed. Moose Knuckle Life is here, watching over on Twitch. How are you, my dude? Paul Garrett is here as well. He says, good morning, Murph and everyone. Hello, Paul. How are you keeping, my friend? Gulf Island Aviator has landed into the room. He says, hey, Murph. How are you, my friend? I hope you're keeping very, very well. Everton fan 143 is here. Good evening to you, my dude. Happy Monday. You're very, very welcome along. Dan is here. He says, hi, Murph. Hello, Dan. Shane Neary says, I'll probably have to go at 9. That's okay, Shane. Sure, you'll be able to catch it on YouTube or Twitch then afterwards. So let's see what happens. Murphy, it's Gustradamus. I'm trying to call him Adam, and it's Gustradamus or Damus. Gustradamus or Gustradamus? I'd say it's Gustradamus. But you're very, very welcome. And apologies, of course, for me butchering your name. It's just a thing I do. So let's see. CDN Taz is here as well, as is GOD. Evening to you. It says Mozart passed away 229 years ago, if that helps. 79 plus. I see, I don't know. I'm now dizzy. What are we going to do? Anyway, the aircraft of choice tonight, if I had a little drum roll switch, can you guess what the aircraft's going to be? I'll pause for a moment for dramatic effect. Sean Leo says, just joined the channel this evening, enjoying the flying and the crack. I'd like to hear that, Sean. I can read out some hellos and good evenings to people while we're waiting, while you guess what aircraft we're in. So let's start with that, shall we? So usually on each stream, anyone who's on the Philip Breen 747, you wish, Philip, you wish. But I just give a shout out to all the YouTube members. You can click the join button and you can support the channel that way. Just to make things very, very clear, it's not absolutely not a necessity. I'd be happier with you guys throwing a few bob into the simulator, buy yourself some add-ons and bits and pieces. However, if you feel like you want to, well then I'm very grateful, and it's a super thing to do, and I thank you. So let's get to it. So we have 3 tiers, and a 4th one starting in my eye, but we have 3 tiers. The first one is the flight crew. And with the flight crew, I was going to say the fright crew, that could be the 4th tier. With the flight crew, it's a support to the channel and recognition, and you kind of get, you get a little thing beside your name. You have access to emojis that I'm still working on, and also don't forget our Discord. But anyway, I'm going to shout out to these guys. So we have Magic 888, T-Man Gaming, Jack61, McShickety Pilot, Papa Joe B, Dougal McTavish, Dangerous Brian, Bartman 7490, Gil Klein, Ethan Short, Andy Shaw, Neville Johnson, Sticky Rice, and we have Sean Leo in the house. So thank you so very, very much for all your support, guys. Cheers, Sláinte, and here's to good health. Tasty beverage on a Monday night of all nights. Then the next tier up, we have co-pilots, and basically the co-pilots kind of have the same, and then we tend to give them kind of like other mentions and kind of a big shout out. We try and do a little bit more multiplayer with these guys. We have our own little multiplayer section over on Discord, and then we also have the odd tail number will appear, just like the pilot in command, but we'll shout through these guys. So we have S. Voigt, Brian Spain, Philip Breen, Patrick Cullen, Samuel Dye, Pilot Petey, Avio Man, Colonel Fork 85, Warhamster, Bad Dog, he's a great dog, the Burko Flyer, the Vidya Crusader, and yeah, that's it. Thank you. Thank you all so very much. I've done this before many times, and it doesn't work out well. And then finally, we give another shout out to our pilots in command, as it were. And that, of course, is Marco Gorman, Jim Oates, Ed Reed, and G. Slayer. So to all of you guys, thank you all so very, very much for your continued support. I really do appreciate it. It's fantastic. It gives me the chance to, I can do a few things with the sim, and also build towards the real world flying, which, with the Rona, it's kind of on hold and stuff, but I'm hoping to do that really soon, and even maybe do some of the level D, well, not really level D, but kind of like full size simulators maybe, but we'll see. But anyway, thank you very much. Thank you all. So with that said and done, who guessed the plane? Let me see. It's 747. No, it's a Mooney. No. Who else? Gulf Island Aviator says, "Hey Murph, I have to decide whether to go back to work or fly, as it's 12 o'clock noon here. Any chance you can move your start times to fit my schedule? Maybe 2 a.m. start for you." I've no problem with that, but my employer probably wouldn't be very happy about it. Ben McClure says, an Antonov AN224. I wish. Tarvu is in the house. Good evening to you. He says, are you flying the Spitfire? As Alison Johnson became a member. Well, thank you so much, Alison. Really appreciate it. We're not flying a Spitfire. Although, soon. But that's all I can say. Soon. Kenneth Naughton is here. Good evening to you. He says, I'll greet you when you announce what crate you're flying tonight. I see. Would you be able to see it from this view, though? No. See the way Ben to be thinking like. Daniel M is here. He says, "Hi Murph, happy Monday. How's the miserable weekend? How was the miserable weekend for you?" It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was behaving itself. We had great crack on Saturday night with the stream and the guys in multiplayer. And yesterday was just a chill out day. And I have to tackle the garden now Sunday this week. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but we'll see. How was your weekend, my dude? Aileron says, your system running a little better since the reboot, Murph. I think it is, but we won't speak too soon. Beamy Noble Drew is here. Yo, Mr. Murphy. Yo, Mr. Noble Drew. Happy Monday to you. Alco Finn says, where do I sign up on YouTube? I think there's a join button beside subscribe. I don't know. Don't worry about it. Who else is here? Good evening to you, the captain, Abderrahim. And Fugros1 is here. Hi Murph, are you getting a few bob off Twitch from us, he says. Indeed I am. I didn't mention Twitch. And a big shout out, of course, to the 27 subscribers, I think, on Twitch, which is kind of the same. And because Twitch only have the one tier, well, they're all co-pilots, so a big shout out to all of you guys on Twitch. I'll do a mention something, or I'll put something on the screen, because it's there's a lot of people to read out. These are like, first world problems, but thank you all so very much. I really do appreciate it, guys. But yes, of course, not to forget Twitch and Frugos1. Thank you very much. Let me see now. CDN Taz reckons it's the Bonanza. Piley Peely reckons the TBM, as was the Merlin Flyer. Ooh, it's competition here, lads. Let me see. Tarvu, I'm thinking an X Club now. Interesting. Piley Peely says, is the Baron. Daniel M says, good, thanks, Murph. Apart from the horrible, wet and windy weather yesterday. Cool. Gabriel says, oh, I forgot. Welcome to the national lockdown, Murph. Now we are all in the same boat. Did they lock it down? I haven't seen the news. It's okay if they lock it down. I'll stay here with you. We'll keep ourselves entertained. It'll be fine. Did you hear that crack in the background? So when the weather goes from really warm to really cold, the left leg kind of gives me a bit of, it makes noises, as in you can hear the crack. That's what happens when you jump out of a plane. Keen Lafford says 224 days to the Eurovision. I can't wait. Daza T Arab is here. Good evening to you, my dude. James Jordan is here. He says, hey up, Murph. What's the crack? Crack is good, my friend. Good evening to you, James. Many thanks for joining us. And all shall be revealed. Oh, look. It's not the Mooney. Like that in itself, this is progress, lads. We're making progress. It's not the Mooney. But it is, however, the X-Cub. Because I said to myself, I want to pick a plane that I don't have to rely on the VFR map. And I also want to pick a plane that has a decent autopilot if and when I need it. So, with that said, let's get vertical, shall we? Oh, we have the Hohen-Salzburg, or is it the Hohen-Salzburg? Essentially, I think it just means the tall Salzburg fortress, I think. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it is. Or the High Salzburg fortress. It's over there, look. We'll go over that way now when we take off. So we're going to get our master battery on. We're going to get our nav lights on. We'll have a look down here to check on our fuel, which should be good. Have a look up here on our fuel tanks. So our left tank is full. We have our ELT, rather, which is like your emergency location. I think it's transmitter. And then we go over to the far side of the rig, and we look up the way, and we have almost full tanks on the right engine. And then we have a little storage box here and here. And judging by the size of them, they might be good for a pair of gloves, but that's about it. High Fortress, Hock, aha, thank you, Ed. Salzburg Castle is very cool to look at indeed. Nagalator is here. He says, this is my favourite plane so far. I do enjoy this one. Yes, it's awesome. So we're going to press D for direction, B for the barometric pressure, or the baro setting. So the airport elevation here is, of course, 1,420 feet. Actually, 1,411 feet. Alison says Salzburg Castle is very cool to visit indeed. Now let me see. So fuel pump, so we're going to get our fuel mixture set to rich. Prop lever on full, igniters turned on, fuel pump on. We have fuel pressure rising here, which is grand. Turn that one off. We have a key here on the right hand side. We're going to say clear prop. Come on, Betsy. There's a good start in the engine, and it's all doing well. We're going to turn on our alternator first, then our avionics master switch, and they're all good to go. We can come down here and turn on our flight directors, which is there. They should drop in, which they have. We have our route, or route, depending on what it is we want to do. So we're going to focus on this little map here for a moment. So what we're going to do, when we take off, if you can see this line, this is the river. We're going to follow this river in this way and cut in through the mountains. And Berchtesgaden, where the Eagle's Nest is, it's on some yonder hill over here, overlooking this lake. So we're going to aim for there and climb, I reckon, to about 4,500 feet, and let's see what we can see. We'll then fly down through the valley. I thought everything disappeared there. I'm a nervous wreck tonight, but it's grand. We're then going to fly down through this valley here and go back onto the magenta line, and we'll make a landing in Zell MC. And this is, of course, the Orbex Zell MC I got there today. It's made from Gaia Simulations. And then the second leg, we're going to fly down this neck of the woods, cut across. So we're kind of cutting ourselves through the Alps. We're going to swing right, follow the river. That's the river in. And once we get up to this junction, we're going to hang a left down into Innsbruck, which is about here. When we're finished in Innsbruck, we'll have tea, and then we're going to come back up the river in, all the way up, until we get to around here. And then we're going to divert to the right, into this St. Johann airport, which is a nice little spot. And we'll have more tea. And then after that, we're going to take off and we're going to follow through the valleys back into Salzburg. Is that a plan or what? I think it's a plan. So while we're here, we can turn on our transponder and we'll go to altitude mode, which is here, and enter. That all looks tickety-boo to me. Fuel pump is now off. Get our strobes and landing lights on. We're going to taxi down the runway and we'll tell you some things about the runway. So if you guys are ready, I'm ready. And if I'm ready, well then, let's hope. Darren Len is here. He says, evening Murph and everyone. Happy Monday. Good evening to you, my dude. Now, how to pronounce Lake Conagese? Is it Conagese? I'm not quite sure. Jan Fjord is here. How are you, my dude? Happy Monday. As is BG Smalls, who's watching over on Twitch. Good evening to you all. So we're going to get our parking brake turned off. We're going to add a bit of power. And then we have a special kind of modification made to our seat. Watch. Ha ha ha! We can see over the nose, because these things are always great fun to taxi. So we're just going to taxi along. We have to go down to the bottom of the runway. That building, not quite sure, but we'll ramble down and see what happens. So, what do we know about Salzburg? Well, apart from being the birthplace of Mozart, a famous composer, and if you haven't heard of him, your man in modern music today sounds just like him. What's his name? Eminem, that's him. Just like him. They copied him. But anyway, the airport, of course, here in Salzburg, it's named after Mozart. And the airport, what's fascinating about it, in 1910, this place used to be a racecourse. And it saw its very first aeroplane in 1910. Like, that's 1910, lads. That goes back. In autumn 1944, the Messerschmitt ME-262 appeared here. Now, I don't believe it was made here, but it certainly was based here during the war. After the war, it was the first Austrian airport to take European traffic, which is interesting. In 1978, which was the year of the Voyager spacecraft, but anyway, in 1978, the first landing or commercial landing of the McDonnell Douglas DC-10 was made here, which is fantastic. We all like a good DC-10. And then the first Boeing 767 and Concorde arrived here in 1984. And it's a really cool airport because it has regular services to and from Ireland, mainly with Aer Lingus and Ryanair. I think British Airways fly in here also as well. So it's a cool airport. And if you ever get the chance to go to Salzburg, it's wonderful, absolutely beautiful. So I knew all of that myself. No research needed at all. I'm a virtual encyclopedia. No, not. So we continue. TTV Max is here. Good evening to you, my dude. We're okay. Thank you for the question, though. But we have sufficient numbers at the moment. Scott says, my aunt and uncle live on the... Now, Murph. Is it the Trowen Sea? Very nearby. Cool. Where there's a mountain, there's a forest. Where there's a forest, there's a tree. Where there's a tree, there's a log. Where there's a log, there's a two-tone Murphy. I see what you did there, Keen, and I liked it. Everton fan says Salzburg means Salt Mountain. Interesting. Very interesting. Jepson 2001 is here. He says, evening Murph, I've been lucky enough to jump seat on flight deck into SZG a number of years ago on a 733. Wonderful place. Nice. I take it that was Salzburg. Trans-Siberian Orchestra has Mozart music that is non-copyright. Photos and video tapping are all allowed at their concerts. I go all in Philadelphia. Nice one, Ed. MBI is here. He says, hey man, I just joined. Many thanks, MBI. Good evening to you, my dude. I hope you're keeping well. TTV Max 202 says, how was your day? Very well, my dude, and thank you for asking. Had an early start this morning into work, so I have an hour commute to work. And this is frightening, right? It takes me an hour to get from my house to the job and an hour to get back from the job. So if you travel an hour to work in and an hour to work back, I believe that's 12 40-hour weeks per year commuting. So I'm all about making like a podcast. I think that's going to be important. Would you guys be interested perhaps in a podcast? Because what I want to do No, that's not the right button. This is, though. Is there live? Why is it not turning on? Haha, there we go. What I would like to do is interview some of you guys. So that should be interesting. MBI says, congratulations on the 3,000 subs. I know, right? Fantastic. And it's congratulations to everyone, really. We've a neat community set up. Not to mention the fantastic crowd of people we have over on Discord. And I want to give an absolute massive shout out to Colonel Fork 85. He's been helping me an awful lot behind the scenes. He's been super helpful with all the advice and pointing me in the right directions. Colonel Fork is setting up his own stream setup. He's done a couple of streams over the last couple of weeks, and he's working hard to get his one up and running. So as soon as that goes live, guys, keep an eye out for Colonel Fork. We will be following him, of course. We will be checking in on his streams, and I hope very much to repay you the support once I learn it. But I will figure it out. But a big shout out to Colonel Fork, guys. He's been a super help to the channel since its early Microsoft Flight Sim days. Jamfjord says, without wishing to seem smug, my commute is about 10 steps. Blast you. But that's a good thing, my dude. Did you ever arrive late for work? Because if you did, that's like absolute hardcore mode achieved. Oh look, we have synthetic vision. That makes life easy. A couple of votes for the podcast. Do you know what I'll do? You know the way I like votes and polls. Polls made of logs. So I have the... I was going to say log. I have the poll still on YouTube about... I want to do a stream where I can show you guys everything that I have. Like, you can see me here in the background, but I want to put you guys sitting here looking at everything else and just share some of the settings I have. Like, you know, everything from the mic quality, the sounds, how everything looks, where I have everything, where I have lights. In case you guys want to do something like this, it would be super helpful. I have yet to see a flight simmer going through them details. We all love the, you know, the studio tours, but I want to see settings. So I'm going to do one of them soon. So yeah. So I'll do another poll on YouTube, and we'll ask about the podcasts, and ideas are going to be needed here. As I said, our community, we have some very, very interesting people in our community, and even if you think you're not interesting, I guarantee you, you're going to be interesting. And I'd like to spend, you know, 5 or 10 minutes just having a yap. Who are you? What you're about? How did you get into flight sim? And I think these would be super interesting. And I would have to apply my radio voice to sound even more professional than I try to sound now, as he said, in a Scottish voice. But that's what I want to do. So we're going to take off here now, because I'm finished waffling. Need to get our autopilot system set up. That's important. So we want to go to an altitude of 4,500 feet. Come back down here now fairly lively. Right, so there's a 4,500 feet. Heading, we're going to press this middle button, and that'll sync the heading bug to the direction of the aircraft, and everything else is fine for the moment. So when we take off, we're going to head over to the big castle out there on the left hand side, and then we're going to ramble on. Anyone heard Butter by Swiss 001? I'm not quite sure. Scoopers ZA is now following. Scoopez or Scopez Za. Good evening, and you're very welcome. Thanks for joining us, my dude. So we're going to add in some power here. You should see the throttle and throttle and joystick moving. TTV Max has also subscribed. Many thanks to you, my dude. There's a bit of eek. There's 40 knots. There's 50. We're getting light now. We are airborne. Orlando Aviator is in the house. Good evening to you, my dude. I really liked your stream yesterday, pal. You were flying the Airbus, and I hope you landed all right. It was only after takeoff we could hear thunder, and I don't think we saw any, but we can hear thunder in the background. There was no lightning, but great work with the stream, my dude. MBI says rotate or rotate, as Captain Canada might say. But hello, Scopez, you're very welcome aboard, my dude. The average two-tone Murphy stream is about 3 hours, 2 hours, and 59 seconds. Is Murph talking like a real Irishman? Yes, we can slow it right down. Now we need to look over this way because there's a castle over here I want to show you. So who can tell us about the castle? I know I can, because I had to learn it. And I'll revert to Exhibit A. It was built back in the late unpleasantness. They started building it in 1077, which is about the same year they started construction on Mrs. Two-Tone's kitchen. So there it is. It's a masterpiece, this one. Darren Dior says, finally got a flight stick for tonight's flight. Ailerons Into the Wind has subscribed. Many thanks, my dude. Really appreciate it. Hang on, we trim out so we can grab me pint. Hang on. Trim down. Many thanks to you, my dude. Thank you so very, very much. 1077, the year my mom was born. That's your allowance cut off almost straight away, and you're grounded for the next 6 years. So yes, look at the scenery here. Hang on, hide my mush out of the way, and we're finished with this as well. Look at this. Isn't this nice? Let's go for the wing view. So they started building it in 1077, and it's been like kind of the home for all sorts of people. Let's go out here, shall we? I can do it, camera work. So I love the fact that they have some of these POIs built into the sim. It's fantastic because it kind of gives you the excuse to go off and start exploring. I reckon the poor old church there didn't pay the bill. They didn't get a mention, but that's okay. So really, really nice exploring around here. Aileron says, I thought you had done this ages ago, and you're more than welcome. Many thanks. Rudder says, Murph, you know more about the castle than 95% of the Austrian population. NBA says, what is your favourite airplane, whether it is commercial or private? I'm a real sucker for the Mooney M20 or Ovation. And I started watching a guy on YouTube, and he is flying across the US in a Mooney. Now it's the glass cockpit version, which isn't amazing, but it's still super, super nice. Now we need to behave ourselves here, because there's a bit of navigation to do. So what we need to do, something like that, we got to come down here where the river breaks away. We need to follow this guy here and climb as if our lives depended on it, because we need to get up around that height, which is going to be important. Monkeys is here, good evening. He says, hey Murph, was the Battle of Clontarf in 1066 or was it the invasion of the Vikings? Now, it was to my knowledge the Vikings started around the 800s or so, I believe. The Battle of Clontarf was 1014, I think, wasn't it? The Battle of Hastings, I believe, was 1066. I could be wrong. How do you pronounce that, Alison? Is it Nauschwein or Nauschwein? Or is it just a place called the Castle? My Nvidia RTX 2080 Ti is starting to get warmer, hence I just had to turn on the fan. Central heating like you've never seen before. Tarvu says, great idea flying the Cub, Murph, looks perfect for this type of terrain. Yeah, and well, I do like this airplane. It's absolutely fantastic. So let us see. I need to keep an eye on the map here. This is important. So we need to climb. So we're going to go down to this gadget here, and we're going to go to V-speed. We want to climb at, I think it's 500 feet per minute, which is going to do us fine. Heading, lock it in, and turn our autopilot on. We're going to start our climb. Keep an eye on the speed. We want to be careful to lean our mixture out as well as we gain some altitude. Pilot Peely says, I was born in Hastings. Nice. That's as bad as getting directions in Wales, Murph. So you have to go left, right, and then when you go down the road, there's a T junction. Go straight, and about 100 yards after that, Just park in on the right hand side and loop around to the left. All right, you got that? Right, let's go. Case fans, yeah, they're good. So I'm going to upgrade it. I'm going to get two or three extractor fans for the top of the case, just to see. So we'll have to see how it all goes. Ed Reed says, tip, when flying with the VF4 map in 2020, open it right after the fly now command and do not close it, or else the sim may crash. Then use the minimize tab if it gets in your way. Many thanks, Ed. I have followed your sound advice, so you can see the VF4 tab up here, and there's our VF4 map. But that made me kind of, you know, I got nervous there, so let's leave it closed, shall we? Dan Morecamp has become a member. Many thanks to you, my dude. I really appreciate the support. So we're going to kind of half cheat and look outside. This is the river we need to follow. Daza says, get yourself 10 case fans like me, Murph. Daza, you're so over in Discord again, guys. I'll keep making reference to Discord because I think it's fantastic. But we share pictures of our, you know, our sim pits or home cockpits and stuff like that. And what Daza has, I wouldn't be surprised if NASA were looking for it. As Chris212 is now following. Many thanks to you, my dude. Happy Monday to you. SuperDoc66 is here. He goes, hi Murph, why don't they fit auto chokes in planes to lean the mixture like they do in cars? It would depend on your altitude. And I do believe that setting kind of exists in the jet engine. Now 4,500 feet just isn't going to be enough here, Murph, is it? No, it's not. So we need to kind of go for 8,000 feet and circle around. But if you look very, very closely, there's a something. Now let's just check the terrain around us, because I reckon we're going to have to kind of circle around here as we climb, because that's a steep angle. But we need to do something before we hit the mountain, so we're going to turn hard right 90 degrees as we continue our climb. Aaron says, you know my system and it's never above 75. Stuart, did you get the i9 installed, dude? How did that go? Scobez says, hey Murph, what's your take on the Carinado 182? Would it be worth getting it for having the Cessna airframe with a more powerful prop engine? It's up to you. The 182 isn't bad. The Mooney is better, as in it's just better built. But the 182 is grand. It does have that advantage of a little bit more power, absolutely. It can get you out of trouble. It flies a lot differently than your standard 182. Or, sorry, your 172. That didn't make any sense. Here's a guy who talks a lot. But yeah. The Carinado stuff are decent, and if they are going to implement a better G1000 avionics suite into them, well then they're going to be much, much better. And if you guys are familiar with X-Plane, well then you know you have the reality expansions whereby they make the aircraft better. It's basically the X-Plane answer to AccuSim. They make the aircraft very realistic. So it'd be interesting if we can see someone like that jump aboard. Although we do know A2A are currently working on an aircraft for Microsoft Flight Sim as well. Naglier says, there's an indicated airspeed for maximum angle of climb. Very useful to know in this type of neighbourhood, I would agree. So what fuel tank are we on? We're on the left. We'll change it at 20. And we'll probably have to do like a mid-air refuel, but we're grand. Now we need to turn again. So be mindful of the mountains, Murph. But we're climbing nicely. 5,500 feet, 100 knots indicated. Okay, that's looking at the roof. We'll continue to climb here. Good to know. I'll probably wait until the end of the year, or for the new year, for some more options on mods. Yeah, so there are a couple of mods out there. There's a bush flying one that looks pretty cool. Connor Anderson is here. Good evening to you. Using PS4 controllers to fly places. That's what it's all about. John says, I rarely support channels, but you, Sir Two-Tone, are so sympathetic that I had to. Well, many thanks, my dude. I really do appreciate it. Probably not the most of, considering where we're flying, but yeah. Now, I haven't been up here yet, in real life. This was our 2020 trip to do. We were going to take the car from little old Ireland, drive across the south of England. We were then going to get the ferry over to Dunkirk. Our plan then was to drive down through Belgium. We were going to stop off at the Ardennes Forest, check up the 101st Airborne's stuff. From there we're going to head down towards Germany, where we're going to stay in Munich. We're going to hand out, what was the name of the prison down there? Landsberg, I think. Then we were going to tip down into Berchtesgaden. We had found accommodation to live in a farmhouse for a week. It was actually super cheap. And you have to look after the animals as well. But it put you in like a 20-minute drive of this location. And then you had Linz, and you have Innsbruck, and you can go further down. You can go into, I think it's Stern and Steyr, all these places. Absolutely amazing. Joel is here. Good evening to you, my dude. In Edmonton, Rogers Place is missing the big, huge dome-shaped stadium where the Oilers hockey team plays. Yeah, there's a couple of places missing, but like they will update them soon, very soon. It looks like 7,000 is going to do us here, guys. So we'll 7,000 that in. Alison says that would be super, Murph. Cool. Got Border Collies. Good evening to you too. I hope you're keeping very, very well. Yeah, I saw Dazza said it there earlier on as well. We were looking at the Oz Flight Simmer stream yesterday, and in fairness to Dougal McTavish, who kind of gave us a good introduction, and also then to Oz Flight, Shane gave us a good big shout out. He told a lot of his peeps to come check us out, which is fantastic, and a lot of them have done, which is even more fantastic. So let's check this out. But Dazza was over there, which was cool to see. So this neck of the woods. So you have like, this is where the buses take you, and there's an elevator that brings you up. And this is where the Devil used to have his holidays. Now, some people thought he lived there, but he didn't. I think his house is further down the road. But I do believe it is a visitor attraction today. I think it's like a cafe, and the views are stunning. So that there is where Easy Company of the 101st Airborne, their mission, I believe, was to take the Eagle's Nest. It's modelled fairly okay, as in the shape of the roof appears to be kind of alright. But yes, not getting into the politics of war and everything else, it is an important building. As you can see from, any sort of architectural marvel, to build something like that up this high is quite impressive. Somewhat unfortunate about the facts of, who stayed there, and pretty much became the head of the Reich back in the late unpleasantness. But I just thought it'd be somewhere interesting to fly over. And again, the scenery is absolutely fantastic. I mean, this place is stunning. So for our sightseeing goals, that building just over the right wing is the Eagle's Nest. There in Berchtesgaden. Or Berchtesgaden, I think it is. So we shall continue on. Very interesting. So we want to watch our speed here now, as we're going to ramble down the valley. John Fjord says, I don't even know if there's a Piper Tomahawk being worked on for flights in 2020. Not until some stage next year, but there will be. Kinleffer says, it's been nearly 2 months of Microsoft streams. Can you believe it? Holy moly, 2 months? Connor says, I hope Microsoft adds more updates. Yeah, absolutely. I'm reading the chat while flying now, so just start shouting at me if I'm like aiming towards a mountain, will you? Kendra is here. Good evening to you. Kane Laffer says, I can hardly handle a 25-minute drive from Kerr to Clonmel. Never mind Ireland to Austria. QWERTY Pro is here, asking, is that the Eagle's Nest? Indeed it is. If I forget anyone, just be sure to type it in again. Philip Breen says, I watch Band of Brothers every year. It's great. Philip, you're a man after my own heart. I do that myself. Myself and Mrs. Hutone are, well, we love kind of military history of all sorts. And, you know, if it's not Roman history, we stick to the Second World War. Mort says, land on the lawn. You can do it. Yeah, but they wouldn't be very happy. Scott says, I enjoyed touring the rest of the area and bunkers and houses below. The Eagle's Nest is quite impressive though. Interesting. Oh, you were there, Scott. Nice. Anyone says, what internet speeds are required for high zoom level of ortho? Ooh. I'm unsure. The Chasman is here. Good evening. Bad Dog says, tomorrow I'll mostly be putting together my new chair. The simming is getting expensive, but hopefully more comfortable. Who are you telling? Yes, but congratulations on your new chair. Your butt will thank you. Kane says, Murph, there's a mountain. Burned Bar says, hi Murph, sorry to say it's the Klechtenhaus only. Or hang on. I'll try and pronounce it. I'll butcher it, but it's a something house. But many thanks, Bern. Any sort of education for me, guys, is going to be a huge help. Big waterfall at the end of that valley, says Alison. Cool. Oh, I can see it there now. Look, amazing. Do you know what I just noticed though? It's going to be kind of hard getting out of here. I thought you could just fly out. We need to climb. External view. Wow, look at this, guys. Isn't it pretty? Kalstein House. Ah, very good. So this is the X-Cub. How, Murph, are you going to get out of this? We will, I'd say. Keep thinking happy thoughts and we'll make it. Look at that. $500, she says. We got to keep climbing. This is kind of all part of the plan. So it looks like we're going to have to loop around this valley and then come back in ourselves and go across the other way. That was a convenient dip in the mountains, says Pilot Peely. I know, right? It's almost like they expected us to come up this way. NM Flyer Robin is here. Good evening to you, my dude. Our synthetic vision is saying, Beamint is raiding with a party of 42. Good evening to you all. Many thanks, Beamint. I hope you guys had a really, really good stream. You're all very welcome along. You joined us here just after taking off from Salzburg. We're flying over the Berchtesgaden. We've just gone over the Eagle's Nest, and we're continuing, or at least trying to continue, to get a bit of altitude. as we head over to Zell. Anime Birder is now following. Many thanks. Happy Monday to you. There's a big crowd of people. Hello B Mint, many thanks for the raid. I hope you had a wonderful stream, guys. We're in the wonderful world of Microsoft Flight Simulator. As my synthetic vision is saying, nah, you're okay. Let's look outside. We'll cause a distraction. Hello to all the raiders. You're all very welcome along. And happy Monday to you. Truckin47. Good evening to you. Many thanks for the follow. So if we were to look over to the right hand side, that's out back towards Salzburg. We're going to make our way up this way here. Sir Pat Sucks is now following. Space, the final frontier. Aileron says, this sounds like the soundtrack to Ghost in parts. That's very romantic of you. Anime Birder says, so that was the... Yes it was. So to all the... Well, I need to concentrate here now, because there's every chance I'm going to butcher this. So we'll do a quick check in our speed. We can do somewhat of an aggressive-ish climb. The synthetic vision is kind of saying, maybe go this way. See, this is where you need kind of terrifying music, but we'll see. It's behaving itself. So to all the new peoples, if you're new here, and if you do like this content, don't be afraid. Be sure to say hello in the chat. If you like it, be sure to like or subscribe or follow. And we also have a really cool Discord community. Be sure to check it out. We can share photos and videos of your flight sim adventures. There's some great help over there. We have a massive community of people who are super helpful when it comes to troubleshooting any issues you may have. The guys have also created a new flight school. The Colonel Fork and Stuart Payne Flight School. And we also have some kind of just chilled out hang around areas known as the Bremen Bar. So the Bremen, of course, apart from the area of Bremen, but the aircraft, the Bremen, which is a Junkers W-33, I believe, we hold it very dear to Irish history, as it was the first aircraft to make the first east to west crossing of the Atlantic Ocean back in 1928. And it took off from a place in Dublin called Casement Aerodrome Baldonnel. It was just known as Baldonnel back then, of course. And the crew, 2 Germans and 1 Irishman. And it was awesome. Barrick is now following. Many thanks, my dude. So we've just about kind of winged it. Do you see what I did? We winged it. We just got over the mountain, which is fantastic. And what we're going to do, we're going to head up to Zell. Once we get to Zell, we're going to open it up to multiplayer, which we tend to do on these streams. Mardion87 is here, as is the Cage Rattler. Good evening to you both, guys. You're very welcome along. Damien says, thank you for sitting here, watching you on the TV. Beautiful. Well, thank you very much, Damien. So yeah, we open it up to multiplayer. You guys are all very welcome to join along, and we're going to fly through the Alps, and we're going to head to Innsbruck. That's our first stop. When we get to Innsbruck, we're going to have some tea. After Innsbruck, we're going to take off and fly back up the River Inn up to St. Johann Airport, and we're going to have more tea. And then when we're finished, we're going to head back to Salzburg. Marty is here. Good evening to you, my dude, and happy Monday. I hope you're keeping well. Gordon is here. He says, phew, that was close. Took the direct route with the 172, hardly made it over, had to dodge the biggest peak. But what a nice approach. B-Mint says, I have to go outside, but be lurking. Have an awesome stream. Well, B-Mint, thank you again so very much for the raid. I really do appreciate it, and we'll see you really soon. Murphy did it again. So it's Ski Pratt sucks. Not Sir Pat sucks. Oh, Murphy, you're going to be famous. Ski Pratt sucks. Says so beautiful. Mega relaxing. Thanks, man. You are more than welcome. Where we can have some... I can't pronounce it. Is it Sachertort and tea? Look at the state of that view. Right, so we do a bit of work here. We're going to go to heading mode. We're going to get this altitude down to 7,000. We're going to VSP it. We want to descend at about 500 feet per minute. Activate the autopilot. We can probably bring the altitude lower now, but we shall see. Jer says, that scenery looks so real. It's the best so far. It is beautiful, isn't it? E-Core is here, just tuned in. Maybe this was asked already. Do you adjust the mixture when you take off in the mountains? Salzburg is not that high, but still, yes, 100%. So if if people say mixture rich, if you're at a high altitude, it's not going to do you any good. So you would have to lean the engine for maximum takeoff power. Jamfjord says, I need to get some lottery tickets so I can buy my own X-Cub and do this in real life. Could you imagine it? Absolutely amazing. Daza said, had anyone managed to fly all the planes yet? I still need to tick a few off my list. That's a very good question, Daza. I don't think a lot of people could say they've flown everything. Musers1 is here, only just joined. Have you been to the Berchtesgaden yet? We have. We've just flown over the Eagle's Nest and the Berchtesgaden. We're now heading up along to Zell. If we have a look at our little map here, we probably need to do a more aggressive descent than this. We're going to go for 1,000 feet per minute, and ZMC altitude is 2,700 feet, so we're going to go for 4,000 feet indicated, and it'll give us plenty of time to be able to fly around the area and check out the sights. What do you think? Mouse 2222 is here. Hello sir, good evening. Good evening to you too. Many thanks for joining us. Scott says the entrance to the Eagle's Nest is posted on Discord. Nice. Dangle says I can't get the heavy metal to stop repeating annoying noises at me. Beginner 314 is here asking what aircraft is it. This is the X-Cub. So it's very similar to a Piper Cub modified, and if you look closely, well, sure, the plane looks absolutely delighted to be here with a big old smiley face. Brian M says, any particular geographical routes you recommend flying to a beginner in Microsoft Flight Sim? Everybody has got to start somewhere, right? So you fly where you want to fly. Certainly if you fly around mountains, it's an added challenge. You need to know your spatial awareness. You can get into trouble very quickly. So ideally, if you want to fly kind of flatlands, it's a help. Kieran Nile is here. Good evening to you, Kieran. Happy Monday to you, as is ANP Gaming, and also Bombasso is in the house. And G Slayer is here. How's it going, guys? Levin says, gorgeous music. Many thanks. Glad you guys are liking it. So, what can we tell you about Zell MC? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's go for the GoPro camera. And a word of warning, if for whatever reason the gremlins decide to attack the aircraft or the stream and we go offline, just give it a couple of minutes. Be sure to jump over to Discord and we'll get it back online, because it has a fierce habit of having the crash every now and again. So Zell MC, it's mainly a tourist destination for a lot of skiing. It's believed to be settled in the early Roman times. In the 1800s it was occupied by the French under Napoleon, and then it passed back to the Austrian Empire via the Vienna Congress in 1816. So that's the airport down there. The airport is that of Orbex. Careful, Murphy, there's a mountain in the way. We shall go right hammer 90 degrees. And we'll just do some exploring here for a moment. So the base airport is indeed included with the Microsoft Flight Simulator, but if you wanted to pick up the Orbex one, it's developed by Gaia Simulations. And let's see what it looks like, shall we? It could be nice. It looks nice. Be mindful of the mountains. They're very unforgiving. That should kind of keep us on the straight and narrow. Beautiful golf course down here. 4. Alison says, I want to fly some routes that pioneer aviators of flight flew. Alison, I'm currently working on a flight plan of the Bremen. So it took off from Baldonnel. Now, you're over the sea for a good number of hours, but essentially they took off from Casement Aerodrome Baldonnel and they landed at Greenlee Island, which is Newfoundland. It's near Labrador. And that was the first east to west transatlantic. And then, of course, you got to get up to Kitty Hawk. So at this stage, we're going to turn our autopilot to off. We're going to hand fly it back towards the airport. Pilapili says, do you play golf, Murph? I don't. I played the, whatever the game was of golf, like PGA 20 or 19 or something like that, just for fun. Scott says, another simmer did a review of the airport and area. It was quite nice. Cool. Bad Dog says, I can fly all planes, but only once. I've yet to find the one that doesn't disintegrate upon reaching the runway. Okay, so we're going to watch our speed. Get ourselves turned around. Don't press that button, Murph. That's the last thing we wanted to do. A highly professional stream. We'll turn our face cam on for the dramatic approach, or dramatic effect rather, whilst doing a dramatic approach, and we have little joysticks and stuff here to show you kind of what I'm doing. I don't have pedals turned on because if you saw the pedals, well, I'd be Irish dancing as I'm landing. That's what I tend to do. I'd be just sitting here Irish dancing away from myself. So we're going to continue on at a small bit of power. We need to change fuel tanks now, Murph. Don't kill it. Killed it. We're okay. We survived. I'm just starting to plan some missions from World War II. Less the weapons. Cool. Vinicius is here. Sao Brasilio, good evening to you, my dude. Scott says, I would be happy to fly anything in the sim. Still, no upgraded computer. Bravo really is going to have to get here before the GPU. Dude. Right, Murph, keep the runway in sight. That's where we want to go. Dazza says, good luck. We are all counting on you. Thanks, Dazza. No pressure there, pal. Ninjas Brian says, hitting the like button costs absolutely nothing. Many thanks, Brian. Well, it'll cost you having to listen to me and going, thanks. But that is what it is. This place is really pretty, isn't it? I thought Ireland was green. I wonder what it's like in the wintertime. It's the little things, like I still can't get over the trees in Microsoft Flight Sim. Like when you go back to X-Plane, and there's nothing wrong with X-Plane, but you go back to X-Plane and it's like it's like Minecraft. And P3D isn't much better, but here you look at the trees, absolutely stunning. Right, we're a little bit fast for flaps, but sure we'll go for them anyway. Only about 8 knots. We'll get some flaps out. This is going to be sporty. Behave now, Murph, behave. You're giddy. Very giddy. There's a little bounce. Another little bounce. And we're down. Now, keep that nose back. So we apply full pressure on the stick to lean us backwards. We have a little modification done to our chair. Good-doing. And we'll taxi off at the very end of the runway here. Finish with our flaps. They can come back in. And you are very welcome to Zell MC. It's very nice, isn't it? There's a tractor. They have ground traffic. Nice. It's the little things, isn't it? Butter. We found butter. Oh, and 593 is in the house. Good evening to you and happy Monday. It'd be white. Very white. Bouncy butter. Yeah, it's okay. It's rough and ready butter. Grease me up, woman. What do you guys think of the scenery here? It's nice, isn't it? Disappear that. Whipped butter. This is what it's all about right here, says Enemy. Piley says, I think the tractor is clearing imaginary snow. Well, if we did the group landing here, it would be cleaning up, you know, like landing gear and egos. Karen says it's fantastic. It is nice. And like I'm on the fence when it comes to buying third-party airports, particularly the small ones. But so far this looks nice. And a very interesting aeroplane park there. Bonus points, who can name it? Dazza says, I was thinking of booting up the PC to join multiplayer, but I'm too comfy on the sofa. We even have a microlight here. Cool. The weather sock, the poor old devil, he just doesn't know what to be doing. That's okay. Damien McGinn says, beautiful, thank you. You're more than welcome. Look at that thing. In fact, doesn't even know what it is. It's cool looking. I didn't see you there. Let's see, can we recover this landing? We'll park sideways. Don't hit him, Murph. Yeah, that'll do. Is it a shorts, you say? I don't know. Let's shut our machine down and go take a look. Landing lights off, strobe lights off, turn our avionics off, igniters can go to off, click the little continue, mixture out, battery off. We'll press this little button. Oh, it's all shaky. Behave. Behave yourself. We'll hide me as well. We want to look at the scenery. Not a Murphy. Oh, interesting. Very, it's like, is there such a plane? Is it like the shorts or something? It's a short sky van. Aha. By the looks of it. Thank you, Jepson. The Video Crusader is here. Good evening to you. It's a beached whale, says Bad Dog. It's used for skydiving. Only joking. I'm not afraid of no ghost. Interesting livery, I will say. It's been graffitied. And then they felt guilty, and then they tried to hide it with camouflage. That's kind of really handy. Like, if you wanted to go parachuting, if you were that way inclined, you'd stand on this side and go, yeah, military. Or you'd be on this side and you'd be like, definitely not military. Continue on. Let's see what else we have here at the airport. So the hangars, oh look, there's aircraft in the hangars. Well done, Gaia Simulations. That's a nice touch. I haven't seen that in any simulator so far, have you? Nice touch. That's a Baron, I think. And that'd be a Caravan, I think. There's the old Cessna. And a glider. I have to say, it's really nice to see aircraft inside the hangar. Oh look, we have information. So while we give these guys a shameless plug, sure, we'll give me the shameless plug while we're at it. Don't forget, guys, I stream every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. You swear I'm good at this. Here on Twitch and on YouTube. And be sure to jump over to the Discord link I just dropped into the chat there now as well. We have a really great community over there. So we'll go to the fire station. Look at the little LVW. The poor old devil. But it looks really good. So we'll come on up here by the tower. There's quad bikes here I want to go for a spin on. Did they do? Oh, they did. Look, they modelled the tower. They have computer screens and stuff. If we were really kind of, you know, graphically intellectual, we'd put a stream in there with Murphy on it. That could be done. Daza Tiarab is multitasking for he's on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Go inside. Oh, we're inside. And look at the printer. This is kind of strange. And there is a restaurant here. We wouldn't all fit, but we definitely give it a shot. Wait, what? They even have a playground? And a bouncy castle? They got a bouncy castle. Let's just ramble over this side. Oh, and swings. Ready? And we're on. Anyone dizzy yet? They even have a bouncy castle. Does it work? It works! It doesn't, no, that's me acting the gom. Oh, no, we're not even going to try the slide. Anyway, let's keep looking around. There's lots to see here, isn't there? Zell Air. Hang on, the pixelation. That's epic selfie mode with a DSLR. Swinging Murphy. Murphy has officially lost the plot. The plot was lost long ago, but it's okay. And even the recycle bin, look. So we continue on. There's a lot of detail here, though. We have beautiful flags. Austrian flags, very nice. Yes, yes. Down this neck of the woods. What have you pronounced? Voucher? It's a Eurocopter symbol. Oh, look. A lot of work has gone into this place, hasn't it? Murphy needs to refill his glass. Murphy needs to stop drinking what's in the glass. Yeah. This is fantastic, lads. There's savage detail here. And I do like... put a little gyrocopter in there. I do like the fact that they've added their own models for the kind of ground air or parked aircraft and stuff like that. Really, really nice. And we'll have a quick look at the static objects. So we have a Cessna and Vipers and... oh, look at that interesting one. Copy that. G Slayer says, is it stock scenery? No. So this is Zell MC. It was the first payware add-on for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And I just wanted to see... what is that? I just wanted to see, as the very first add-on, how good it is. And I have to say, it's good. It's very good. I think it's €12 or 20 Australian dollars to buy this. And, you know, you'd be saying to yourself, do auto gyro, that's the one. Mouse2222 says, are helicopters coming to Flight Sim? Yes, they will be. Scott says, it's a Piper Lance. Cool. And then we have like a glider school over here. So there is a very good kind of review or opinion video back on the Discord about should you buy third-party add-ons, mainly for scenery. And the argument is probably not. However, this would be the absolute exception to the rule in my view. This is one of the most detailed and nicest looking third-party airports I've pretty much seen in any sim. And I've seen a lot. But it is super, super nice. So this is Zell MC. So we have to press this button to hit the little reset. Where are you, button? And then we press this button to get to hit this view again. We'll turn that one on. Hello, it's me again. And we'll get some music here in the background. Dam says, go into the hangars, would you? If we go in, we mightn't get out. Here's a hangar. Oh, look. It's not just kind of... they're properly modelled. That's awesome. Ah, we know what that is. Yeah, super awesome, guys, isn't it? Anyway. So what we're going to do, we're going to exit the sim. And then we're going to get ready for multiplayer. You guys ready to go flying? It's going to be fun. So the airport in which we're going to take off from is Lima Oscar Whiskey Zulu Zell MC. Dirty airplanes and tool chests. That's what it's all about. So quit to desktop, please. Yes, yes, yes. Colonel Fork says that airport needs more logs. Yep, I approve. Dirty equals lived in, says Enemy Birder. I totally agree. Pilot Petey says, can't wait for the weathered ones to come to the sim. The weathered ones actually look kind of good. I know the bird dog is a weathered one and it looks fantastic. Jim Oates is in the house. Good evening to you, Jim. I didn't see you sneak in there. Happy Monday to you, my dude. I hope you're keeping well. Alison says, I'm hoping to come join the group flight on Wednesday. Nice. Which server? I think we're going to go with the West Europe. Let me double check it first, though. Tam is here. I do apologise, Murphy. I've been here for over 1 hour and I've not yet said hello. Sorry for my impeccable rudeness. That's okay, Tam. I thought you said hello and I didn't, and I was going to be that guy. Hello, Tam. Orlando says, is the stream over? No, dude, we're just getting ready for multiplayer. So, usually, I would start and do the first leg myself, just to make sure it's working, and I kind of get in the zone, and then we open up to multiplayer. Ailerons into the wind says, a nice DHC2 would be amazing. It just would. WB1990. What plane are you using for multiplayer, Murph? I'm going to stick with the X Cup. I like it. Jim says, so I'm having a late dinner and all I can say is diced carrots. Why? It could be worse, Jim. To be honest, I don't know how, but I'm sure it could be. So, what do we need to do? World map. I suppose you guys probably want to see how I do this. We'll try and use magic. I'll go away. Look, we'll let it play because it appeared, but I have a little button to hide it. Now, there we go. So, this is my screen, and you all have screens yourself. Yes, well done. So, world map. And what I do is the following. I will check my departure airport. Let it load, which is Zell C. We're going to zoom to details, and there's a heap of people on the ground already. We're going to set as departure. We're going to go to all players. There we go. Air traffic turns off. Weather and time is on preset. Guys, I'm going to go for a time of 1400. And I'm using a few clouds. Or what's the real world weather like? Let's see if it loads in. Let's go with... Will we go with real weather? We'll load up real weather and see what happens. So, we put in our destination, which is going to be LOWI. If we can type LOWI. Not there anyway. LOWI, yes. Innsbruck. Now, you might notice it's going to give us a direct route to Innsbruck. We're not going that way. We're going to go our own way. But don't worry about it. We'll do all that in the air. And then from the server, I'm going to select the West server in Europe. And let's see what happens. Oh, for the aircraft, we're going to go to weight and balance, and we're going to add in some fuel because this machine is a little bit thirsty. And ATC options, did you notice they now save your tail number? That's really handy. And that's what we're going to do. It's that easy. It's some nice rain and thunder. Oh dear. Murph's in the zone. His glass is empty. How are them carrots going, Jim? Brian M says, is the G1000 autopilot in the X Cup? There is an autopilot in it, yes. Which is really handy. We have a big audience tonight. We've 155 people currently watching on YouTube, and we've 49 people watching on Twitch. Have you nowhere else to be on a Monday evening? But hello to you all. Many thanks for joining us here tonight. I do hope you're all keeping very, very well. I will remind you, if you want to join us on multiplayer, there's a couple of things we need to make sure. Number one, don't use airliners. Number two, don't use custom liveries because it breaks the sim. Number three, don't use custom aircraft from outside of the official marketplace. You might say to yourself, but Murphy, why is that? It's because it breaks the stream. It is what it is. And like that, I've literally just got a crash. So is there anybody using custom liveries or custom aircraft? We'll figure this out, don't worry. So just make sure you're just using the default stock aircraft and liveries or skins. Brian M says, do you use altitude hold, heading hold, etc. on the autopilot? Yeah, I do sometimes. Adam Wallace is here. Hey Murph, did you do a Japan flight? I haven't streamed one, but yeah, I've done a little bit over there. Mort the second says, Murph, just select generic planes. I have that done already, my dude. Okay, so Tom was on the north server, then he went to the east and it crashed. Okay, we'll try it again on the north server. Just to see what happens, shall we? Pat is here. Haven't seen you in a while, my dude. I hope you're keeping well. He says, my flight sim crashes every now and then. I guess it's just not very stable. Yeah. I think we all kind of crashed. Who's not here that we can blame? We shan't worry. It's grand. We've time for more music, though. That's the good thing. Would it be nice? Oh, this could be nice. Pondering. Oh, no, hang on. I'm breaking tradition here. We have crash music. We sit here thinking, something happened to the sim. Something. My God, man. Tarvin says, can you change the server in flight, or is it better to restart? I think you can change it in flight. H Lightsphere is here. Hi, Murph. Does it have any effect if I'm also on real world? I'll switch it off if it does. It shouldn't matter. Okay, let's do that again. Liking the music. Makes you want to figure out what's going on. All players. What time did we say? 1500 or 1400? 1400. And we will go on the North Europe server. What do you reckon, guys? That says, I think we're starting at Lowe's right now. No, we are starting over at Zell MC. So it's Lima Oscar Whiskey Zulu. Fingers crossed. North Europe server. Give it a shot, pilot. Should be okay. Taz says, nice, Captain Kirk. There's something on the wing. Something. Did you ever see your man doing that? He was in Wayne's World. He's a comedian. I forget his name. He's absolutely fantastic. New people coming in here, Pat, when they read that L-O-W-Z, they're going to think it's one of them fancy fandangled kind of lol things. Huh. Logs. Logs, that's what we need to do. Paul Richards is in the house. He says, so relaxed watching you, Murph. That music even has me foot tapping. I'm telling you, it's literally Irish dancing under the table right now. Liam Stevenson is in the house. Happy Monday to you, my dude. I hope you are keeping very, very well. Please don't crash now, please. I've asked you nicely, so let's see what happens. Think about it. Thinking about it. It's very choppy. I think it's going to crash. When it's this choppy, it doesn't like it. Let's see here now if we can kind of help things. Yeah, it's crashed. Let's give that a shot again, shall we? It wouldn't be a two-tone Murphy stream without the magnitude of crashes. Jim Carrey does a good Shatner. He does. Good evening to you, Drew. Mike Myers is the guy. No, there's another. Hang on. William Shatner impersonation. My internet search history is going to be hilarious. Kevin Pollock. It's Kevin Pollock you need to see. Not Donna Carvey. He played Gareth, didn't he? Yeah, right. Wayne. You ever find Bugs Bunny attractive when he dressed up as girl bunnies? No. Me neither. I was just asking. Party on! Why, thank you. Thank you very much. Settings now. I need to figure out the settings. I hope you're enjoying the music. There are times when it frustrates me and there should be, like, you know, music, but I find this kind of just calms us all down. It brings us to our happy place as Ryan Tanner rambles in. Good evening to you, Ryan. Happy Monday to you, my dude. Pilot Peely says, strangely, I see most people as a Mooney. You can't go wrong with a Mooney. Great performance, great price, great looks. Right, let's hope this works now. Options. Let us go into the options. And it's not a graphics issue, so buy, yes, that. That's on, yeah. Show traffic nameplates off. Yes, we want that. Back, world map. Let's see that again. We need some music now. Oh, do you know what? We'll do it the sad one now. Listen now. You shall not pass. Now, this should work. LOZ. No. LMC, yes. Zoom to details. What do you reckon with the server, guys? Will we stick with the North Europe? Holy moly, look at the amount of planes. You gotta see this. Compacted is now following. Many thanks, my dude. Look at this. Look at all the green things. How many is there? 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't count anymore. Is it Clind H1? Many thanks for the follow, my dude. That's so many aircraft. That's ridiculous. It's a big party. Okay. We won't spawn on the runway. We just won't be that guy. Now, do the settings as quickly as I can. We said 1400 hours, didn't we? Close enough. Server is North Europe. And where are we going? We're going to Innsbruck. I tell you, the gift shop in Zell MC is going to be nearly empty by the time we get out of here. Lie. SR's here. He says, I heard Gustavo butters the bread. Nice. Dam says, glad you shot that before I tried to spawn there and crash the sim. Moose Look Alive says, there are so many people at the airport, should we depart and orbit the field? It reduces the issues. I agree, guys. If you're at the airport, off you go. Take off and do pattern work. When you take off to the... Where are you going? From the west? Yeah, take off from the west. Do a left-hand pattern. Says he in ATC. Chris212 says, where in Ireland are you from? I'm originally from Dublin. Married a girl from Kildare. We spent some time in County Kerry. And now I live in Tipperary. Well travelled, he says. Where's the horn of this thing? Meep, meep. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. We can hear birds singing. That's you know, peaceful. And a machine starting up. Do 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 do. I don't see anybody. I see people. I see simulated people. Okay, let's see how fast we can do this one. Battery coming on. Ignition switches to on. Strobe, don't need strobes. Nav lights coming on. That's good. Mixture to rich. Prop lever in full. Clear prop. Cool. Alternator on. Avionics on. Strobes, landing lights all coming on. D for direction. B for barrow. Initial altitude here is going to be 6,000. 4,000, 5,000 feet. Someone literally walked into my plane. Flight directors on. And let's go buggy. So we want to get a westerly departure. We want to go from runway, I think it's 29. We shall see. Bit of oomph here now, Murph. I could turn on other gadgets, but we might just leave them for a minute. Don't hit the building, Murph. That'd be like, what sort of an amateur is this? Don't hit the building! Don't hit the building! Or the parked plane. Okay, it's grand. Say nothing, guys. We made it. And we look over the... Don't mind me. Oh, bit of a stutter there, but let's see what happens. It should be an easterly departure, but there's little or no wind, so we're grand. G-Slayer says it crashed. Avioman is here. Happy Monday to you, my dude. I hope you're keeping well. Jamie P is in the house. How has your day been? Pretty good, my dude. My sim is starting to behave itself, I hope. Scott says, I just grabbed some tea. I approve. Tea is always good. Jan Fjord says, Gaia should give you a commission. I bet I'm not the only one buying this right now. Well, hats off to Gaia. Like, I mean, look, if I see decent add-ons in any sim or any platform, you're gonna be fair to them, do you know? I'm not super critical. I don't like well, hang on. I'm Irish, so that's probably not a really true statement, but for me, I don't like negativity. You know, if I don't have anything kind of nice to say, I just won't say it. Cat Strater applies the same physics. He's not going to review something and then like moan and complain about it. He just won't review it. And I follow that way of thinking. So let's see what happens here as we make our way to Innsbruck. The Flight Sim Master is here. Hello, Flight Sim Master. Happy Monday to you, dude. It's super choppy. Shut up, Siri. Who invited you to the party? Yeah. Because of the crashing issues, guys, I'd say let's just get air. Oh, look at them taking off. It's like a rip. Someone just, yeah, but it's okay. It's like a scene out of one of them films. Anyway. Drew says, may have to get that scenery. It makes the AI-generated airport look like a, yeah. So someone almost entered the plane. Intruder alert. Intruder alert. Whoop, whoop. Intruder alert. One notch of flaps there, please. And we're just going to punch it. Are you guys ready? I think I'm ready. I hope I'm ready. Let's go. Power is set. Airspeed is alive. Come on, rudder pedals, do your thing. There's 40 knots. We'll get up with that. Airborne. Flaps coming back in. So we're going to try and maintain the runway heading, and it's going to be left patterns all the way around as a Cessna goes overhead. Keen says, cue the shameless plug. I have to try. Yeah, I see. It's the buttons over here, Keen. But we'll do it anyway. Okay, so we want a little bit of autopilot here because things are getting tricky. So we're going to go heading mode, set, autopilot on, V-speed, and we want to climb at 500 feet per minute. Yes, yes, and engage autopilot. Now, will that do it? 1,000 feet, that's too much. 500 feet is enough. Watch your temps and pressures here, Murph. Look out for the mountains because they really hurt. We're going to be doing a left-hand traffic pattern. Left turn a little bit more than 90 degrees. Let's see what that does. We are still on the north server, guys. Yeah, 100%. So with that said, don't hit the mountains, Murph. They won't like that. Hello, fireflies. Continue this turn. We can see some dudes taking off. Kinas, is this our last takeoff for the night? No, no. So we're going to make our way down to Innsbruck. That's landing number 1. Then we're going to St. Johann, landing number 2. And then we're going back to Salzburg, landing number 3. We got a night ahead of us, guys. How long will it take to get the next touchdown at Rudder? About 30 minutes, give or take. So we have some aircraft. Methinks the TBM is going to be fast. So an aggressive left-hand turn and 90 degrees. We still have some dudes taking off. KJ Moose says the Mooney would have been a good choice of this trip. Absolutely. I love me a Mooney. Inflatable Horseshoe is here. He says, what happens when you do a barrel roll? In general, I'll spill my drink. In this, not much. Not one for the aerobatics, but we'll see how it goes. We're getting a bit of traffic behind us. This is all very, very good. Challenging enough airport. You have a lot of high terrain surrounding the field. Rudder says, Murph, over Innsbruck, try to come in over the city. It's a great view. 100%. Inflatable Horseshoe is now following. Many thanks, my dude. Really appreciate the support. Is it 1200 or 7000? It should be 7000. Altitude, enter. Now, our little map. So we have to follow this canyon all the way. Well, not really all the way. So we're going to follow this canyon all the way down to here. It gets very tight down here. Then we need to turn right once we come to that river. So we're going to turn right, then we're going to join up with the river in, turn left, and then down into Innsbruck. Now you guys, the TBMs, you're more than capable of flying over these Alps. If you want, you can boot on down there. But our plan is, once we get down there, I'll get landed first if I can, turn on the camera, cue the corny music, and try and catch a couple of landings. So we're going to follow the valley all the way down until we see a river. So guys, keep your eyes out. There's a good chance I'll miss it. Just be sure to say, Murphy, there's the river. And I'll be like, oh yeah. So we're at 5,000 feet, 114 indicated, giving us about 119-ish over the ground. Pilot Petey says, sim crashed, net problem. Okay. You can rejoin us, guys, don't be afraid. Was doing good, sim crashed. Sure it wasn't the like button. Don't worry guys, if the sim crashes, we'll jump back in again. If we have a night of it, we might shorten the routings, but we should be grand. So yeah, we're going all right. So what can we tell you about Innsbruck? Well, I'm glad you asked. Its elevation is 1,906 feet. So it's very low. It's also known, I think, as crane bitten. Or is it crane bitten? I don't know. It first opened anyway in 1925. Very popular for kind of winter sports, you know, skiing and the likes. It's a Category C airport, meaning that it requires special training. No ordinary pilot can land here. So you guys landing with us tonight, consider ourselves honorary members of the Category C. Does group flying like this affect the FPS? Not really, Paul. It has a little bit of an impact, but not much. Oliver Upton is here. Good evening to you. Tarvu says, application has been blocked from accessing the graphics hardware. Has anyone had this before? Once or twice. I think it's something to do with DMI, but don't worry about it, Tarvu. Just give it a restart. Make sure your graphic settings are up to date and see what happens. Drew says, I think paying pilots more could fix the pilot shortage. Maybe. Maybe. Like, I think the problem with pilots isn't necessarily the paying conditions. And at the moment, well, there's a lot of pilots not working because, well, there's very, very little air traffic. In saying that, I think it's the cost of entry, which is a huge factor on new pilots. To get a frozen HPL, you're talking anywhere from $50,000 to $80,000 or euro. And then when you do, you need to maintain a Class 3 medical, or Class 1. It's either Class 1 or Class 3. There was a big stutter. Behave yourself now. And by nature of being a pilot, you're exposed to sun rays and all this kind of stuff because you fly up really, really high. So your vision is quite important. And by the nature of the beast, you could have a vision impairment that would stop you from getting your Class 1 medical, only because you have to fly up in the sky. So how long would you actually get out of your initial training is the thing. RDW77 is in the house. Tarver says, I will do, Murph. A labour of love this game is. Yes, it is. Inflatable Horse says, aviation training is expensive. It is. Scott says, cost of entry then as a first officer, if you can get a good job, you get paid peanuts. You also have to build up a lot of hours before you can fly commercial with the big boys. I agree. Crash Organism is in the house. Good evening, Two-Tone. Good evening, chat, he says. Well, good evening to you, Crash Organism. Happy Monday. Comet21 says, is this multiplayer? Indeed it is. Jim Out says, I can't laugh at it, I heard it too. Oh wait, did you hear it? Was that a beer opening? Yes it was. It's Monday and it's flight sim time, and that in the world of Two-Tone means beer time. We like our beer time. Hello people. Holy moly, would you look at all the fireflies. And by fireflies we mean other aircraft. Nah, it's okay. I don't mind the mute button. You guys know I have a beer. Now, if you heard a cork go, hang on, I can do that sound. Hang on, there you go. If you heard that, then I'd be getting worried, because then he's broken out the champagne or something. Scott says, is it dark or light? This is a light beer. I'm drinking a Belgian blonde beer, would you believe? Cabicus is here. Good evening to you. The plane looks happy. Why wouldn't it be happy? It's out with all its mates. The TBM is really strutting its stuff. It looks fantastic, says Scopus. It does. Absolutely brilliant. We've even got some Barons coming in. The red Baron. Look at all the planes, guys. That's nuts. Right, be careful here, Murphy. There's mountains about. And you don't fare well when you're trying to navigate around mountains. So we definitely need to keep an eye on our fuel on this one. Left tank is looking okay. Right tank is looking okay. RPM is pretty much on the limit. Manifold pressure is pretty much on the limit. Everything at the moment seems to be going good. I'm strange. I go between a Hefeweizen and Guinness. No, I don't mind the dark beers either. Like Guinness, of course, but you know, Guinness out of a can isn't great. You know, so I just got a text message from Mrs. Two Tone. Shall I read it out to you? The walls have ears, guys. Mrs. Two Tone says, Now, Murph, you have work tomorrow. No more than 2 beers, and I'll let you stay up late to stream. Seems fair. 2 beers it is. Thankfully, she didn't stipulate what types. Is it 2 cases, 2 kegs, 2 pints, 2 6-packs? Application for planning permission to drink beer. Permission? Granted. Break out the large steins. Stand by for another text. Scott, literally as that appeared, I just got a text. 2 cans. Oh dear. I'm really happy that I bought, you know, the 6-litre cans. Gazabaza 21 is here. Are the locations you fly over realistic in the game? They absolutely are. Very, very realistic. Come here, map. Now, guys, remember, once we get to this river, we got to turn right. But we should intercept a small little lake, continue flying. Once we see the river, we turn right. And when we see the T-junction, we turn left. I love it when a plan comes together. Party packs allowed. Johnny says, at least you didn't say 2 sips. Mouse2222 says, I'm quite partial to Theakston Old Peculiar Ale. Indeed. Can we have a Mrs. Two-Tone podcast? Oh dear. She might be, yes, she might be interested in that. Everton Fan says the Belgians really do eat a lot of chocolate. I don't know. They definitely make a lot of chocolate. And I think gluttons like me eat a lot of their chocolate. Mrs. Two-Tone will be the guest on the Two-Tone Murphy podcast. She'll do a podcast. But she says you guys got to ask the questions. This is going to turn out to be a horrible idea. Do we go left or do we go right? We have to kind of go right. We're going up this way. Jamfior says, apologies to the owners of that cottage. Now this is going to be interesting. Do we go left or do we go right? Let's go right. Kitchen Design by Mrs. Two-Tone. Can you get this game on console? Asked Gazabaza. Not yet, my dude. Murph, the ground is catching up with us. Sue us on Styra, please. Talk Cool One is in the house. Hello everyone, happy Monday. Blah. Hello Talk Cool One. Happy Monday to you, my dude. Keen Leffer says, I have a question. Does Two-Tone Murphy play hurling? Negative. I used to play Gaelic football and a bit of soccer and a tiny bit of rugby. But then they invented the Sony PlayStation and it all ended. True story. It was the next right. No, I know that we have to hit the lake, and then we come down, and then we have the junction with the river. So it was just, I wasn't expecting that mountain right in front of the lake. If you follow. But I think we're okay. Is the posse still here? Yeah, they're here. Looking good, guys, looking good. That TBM is doing super cool to keep with us at this speed. Simulation GP is in the house. Hello from France. Bonsoir. Many thanks for joining us. A little bit choppy here. Behave yourself, Sim. Let's see what happens, shall we? We're getting a little bit of chop. Teeny tiny. He only hurls after too many beers. I like that, Scott. That was good. But the scenery is looking amazing. Taco1 says, "We're able to watch most of the first leg out of Salzburg. I really enjoy history. Would love to see some European historical sites. Are you into American history as well?" I'm into all the history. The more I can learn and the more I figure out, I love it. I love learning new things about places. So many thanks for that comment, Talk Cool One. As we follow down the riverbed. We've got 20 on the left, 25 on the right. Fuel tanks changed over. RDW77 says, "Do you use Navigraph or Sim Toolkit Pro?" I actually have both. King Effer says, "I can tell you the history of Murph's beer. Now you see it, now you don't." Rudder says, "Yep, we learned something tonight as well. That's great." Cool. Look at the mountains here, aren't they fantastic? Scott says, "Love history. We do quite a few of our vacations based on different themes. It's glorious." Scott, you are a man after my own heart. We do the very same. Sure gives Canada a run for our money. Kinda does, yeah. The Alps are spectacular. G Slayer says, "See if I can catch up. Letting the big Mooney eat. Oh yeah." Talk Cool One says, "Can we start a History Monday every week?" I like that. History Monday. Anything can happen Wednesday. Falcha Fridays. And bonus Saturdays. You can imagine where we'll fly on the Falcha Fridays. I'll give you a hint. Falcha. Going to be making our right turn here. There's that beautiful river we need to follow. We're getting close to Innsbruck. Hope you guys are enjoying this flight. Don't forget, of course, if you're new here, we stream every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. We also have a wonderful Discord community. The link has just gone into the chat. Be sure to check it out. Great community sharing all the latest news, previews. We do a good link over to Simulated Aviation. Do be sure to check out their website as well, guys. Link gone in on the chat as well. A massive resource website for everything flight simulation. DCS, X-Plane, Microsoft Flight Sim, you name it, they got it. Aircraft reviews, scenery reviews. They have a massive database for all free sceneries. They even have air shows. And if you do like the video, or the stream, be sure to hit the like button. You might consider subscribing or following. And if you're in the chat, don't be afraid. Just be sure to say hey. This is some really nice group flying here this evening. The formation is fantastic considering the slow aircraft we're in at 112 knots. That TBM is doing magical stuff. So we're going to continue on this riverbed until we get to the T-junction, which is over here before the next range of mountains. And then when we turn left, we should be able to see Innsbruck. Philip is in the house. He goes, hey, it's not flat. Mountains. Happy Monday to you, Philip. Chaffee 1963 is here. Good evening to you, my dude. Many thanks for joining us. Yes, Crash, we're going to fly into Innsbruck. That's what we're going to do. I have other music here we'll share. It was at the start of the stream. I think this is one of our biggest nights for all you guys. Look at the amount of us. Jason Vale is in the house. Hey, my favourite Irish flight sim pilot. I love your streams and the guys that follow on behind you. Many thanks, Jason. You're very welcome aboard. As we have a Baron in the Baron. Tam says, I wonder will there be any logs tonight? Captain's log, supplemental. There will be. There's always time for logs. Knuckle Duster's in the house. He says, hey Murph, beautiful flight going on. Many thanks, my dude. So, I don't know about you, but I think it's time we go kind of wake up Innsbruck. What do you think? as Murphy's Flying Circus approaches. Jeffrey Bennett's in the house. Just stopped by to say hello, Murph. Have a great day flying. Many thanks, my dude. We're going to be making a left turn here, guys. So, if you were currently on the ground in Innsbruck and you were to look up and see, you know, this approaching, it's a hell of a sight. So what we're going to do, we're going to fly down past the airport, guys. Follow the river. We're going to go down past the airport. I want you guys to circle around here. That'll give me time to land, in which we're going to be landing on the easterly runway, which is, of course, runway number 08. That is our landing runway. So we're going to pass the runway. I want you guys to circle around here, and then once I land, we'll get the cameras out and check out some landing. So we're going to descend down to 3,000 feet, follow the river in, all the way in to Innsbruck. Mouse2222 says, where do you get the stream music? I'm playing Farm Sim here while watching. The tunes are great. Cool, dude. So the music is provided under a license from epidemicsound.com. Be sure to check them out. Dougal McTavish is back again. Hey, Dougal. RDW says, what server are you on? I might join from Innsbruck. We're on the North Europe server. You're more than welcome to join us, dude. Just remember, no airliners, no custom liveries or skins, and no aircraft from outside of the marketplace. Kernel says, did you buy Innsbruck? Yes, this is also going to be Innsbruck from Orbex. I'm on the highway to Chippy Arnold, Chippy, that's what it sounds like, doesn't it? And then it gets a bit like The Who. Cessna 152 okay? Yeah, that's okay. Crash says, I didn't know you had to pay for Innsbruck. You don't have to. It does come included in the sim. AV Geek is in the house. Good evening to you, sir. Or more betterly known as AV Geek. AV Geek, really. Benny P says, hi Murph, will they ever add moving trains to the sim? They will. They have a whole load of other things to add in, including real world ground traffic. But they're not very frame rate friendly, so they're on hold at the minute. Haljor says, what's the landing speed for the Cub? Never flown this plane before. You're good at around kind of 50 knots. So Orbex's Innsbruck, it's available on the Microsoft Flight Sim Marketplace, $26.99. If you guys already have it on X-Plane 11 or P3D, if you jump over to Orbex, they'll give you a hefty discount. Mark Ryan says, sounds like Angus Murphy on the guitar. AV Geek. Sorry, AV Geek. AV Geek. Murphy did it again. We have some nice scenery here. We can see the airport in sight. Remember guys, we're going to fly directly over it. You guys continue on for a bit, circle around. Once I get down and landed, we'll catch the landings. Quite the contrast in music, says Keane. I know, right? I was getting too excited there, so I was. I was getting ready to start leaping around the place. Crash says, I bought the £100 odd version for the game. Not really played it yet. Could do with upgrading my X52. Well. Jim says, did you pre-cache this area or is it caching in real time? Either way, it's extremely smooth loading in. Well, I hope so, because it looks a little bit chopped for me at the minute. So let's hope it works. Keane says, I think Mrs. Murphy was right about the 2 beers. Tropica says, last time I saw Innsbruck was an X-Plane 11. Microsoft Flight Sim knocks spots off it. It does look pretty nice. Two guys here following the river down. Cool. Do they know something we don't? Are they going for the bridge? For Murphy, it'll be a bridge too far, but for you guys, well, anything can happen. The Berko Flyer says, is this your last flight? No, dude, we're kind of only getting started, really. Hello. Full flaps down just to keep up, or keep back with us, I suppose. Karen Niall says, any news on the update? We're due to get a bit of a patch in the coming days. Now, ideally, you wouldn't be flying directly over the runway. But we're not ideal. There's the big ski resort thingy, the high, what do they call them? You know the ones. Pratt says, I get enjoyment from people streaming. Cool. Berko Flyer says, ever since the update, my sim keeps crashing all the time. That's a bummer. Scott Boyd says it's a ski jump. Yes, yes it is. Thank you, Scott. Berko, does it crash in offline mode? Or not offline mode, but if you're using single player, as in closed group? Scott says, it was used in one of our sports shows, The Agony of Defeat. What, they had to run up it? The Berko Flyer says, I'm always on open. Okay, try it on closed, then make sure that you turn the multiplayer aircraft and the AI aircraft, turn them on to yes for load only generic. See if that helps. Oh dear, there's someone in a jet. There's always one. Tarvu says, what was that fix? So Tarvu, if you go into your graphic options, scroll all the way down to multiplayer and AI traffic, the option change it to yes to only load the generic models. So guys, you carry on heading out to the west. I'm going to go for a landing here at the runway. We'll get our camera set up and hopefully catch you guys landing. We'll go face cam on for the dramatic effect and stuff. You can do it! I hope I can do it. Yes, get a steep turn here. Approach the field from a distance. Right, we'll try it. Says Sean. Or James. Yeah, give it a shot, guys. It should work. What are the specs for the next patch? Do we have any information? The more to do with bug fixes. Bernard says, my livery is not showing up. My livery is not showing up. That's the point. We don't want liveries showing up. If you use custom liveries, it could break it. It's a bit of a bummer, but it's only for the group flight, Kieran. So just make sure. Now, when you say your livery not showing up, is that like any livery or just your custom ones?
500.
500, as Colonel Fork says, as Linda would say. So we're going to pretty much try and make that first exit, because it kind of looks like the ideal place to park a little airplane. Now, we're a little bit too fast for the flaps, but we're okay. We don't own this plane. We've rented it. Steady. 75 knots. We probably won't make the first exit. Little flare. Hold the nose. Leave that speed. There's a tiny bit of contact. Tiny bit of brakes. 40 knots. Keep the pressure on the back. You can now use manual braking. Easy does it. Welcome to Innsbruck. Get ourselves off the runway quickly as possible. Custom in my sim. Yeah, so the custom liveries have a habit of breaking things, only because they may require architectural updates every now and again. That's why they're not officially supported. They should work most of the time, but they won't work all of the time. So with that, avionics switch, where are you? Turn that one off. Motors off, turn the battery off. Right, a couple of things we got to do here, so bear with me and let's hope it doesn't crash. If it crashes, keep going around. Turn that on. That looks okay. Here's all the nameplates showing up. We should have controller. No controller, yes it is. Guys, just bear with me. Runway not open just yet. Need to do this, followed by that. With one of these. Alright. The runway is open. Here comes Colonel Fork. First in. The approach looks good. There is landing gear, they just haven't loaded in yet. There they are. Oh, this is looking like butter. Oh, there's butter. I can't believe it's not butter. Butter. Nicely done, Colonel. Here comes Tom Official. Be mindful of the brakes. Many thanks, Corsair 86. On time, you can do it. You can do it. I think he's down. Here comes Shaq 8969. Remember your spacing, guys. Keep a good bit of distance. There's the flare. He's on the center line. The elevation could be off because I have the Orbex one. Oh, here we go. Jetson and drop a Vino inbound. Let's go to this height. There goes Pat in behind them. So the elevation might be off because it's Orbex. Herbie Hare is down. Nicely done, my dude. Here comes Phil Breen, followed by Bonded Prawns. Welcome to Innsbruck. Bit of a bounce, but that's okay. Here comes Bone Hurt Drew. followed by Bad Dog and Black Ice Gabe. There's touchdown. Oh, Bad Dog has a bounce with a hop, skip, and a jump. There's Dan 1. He lets the runway know that he's landed. Here's Johnny, followed by WB, an advised acorn. Nicely done, fellas. Nicely done. Matt C 888 along with Cherub. Oh, there's butter. Bit of a bounce, but a lot of butter. Jaldor and Merlin Flyer. Nicely done, fellas. Erlansky, the Flyboy, Jet Tech. It's all happening now. Advised Acorn, go around, dude, go around. Sir Blackie a lot, the Berko Flyer, TP Orcaline, and Pilot Peely. Cage Rattler, Seated Plut. Down in front. Welcome all. Jesus, it's all happened. The amount of planes. There's Gordon. F Camp says, who has the right elevation? Orbex or Flight Sim? I don't know. I'd hazard a guess and say Flight Sim. USA PR1 making a steep approach. You can do it! Don't forget, guys, if you're new here, shameless plug, Deep Future and Papa Joe B inbound. Nicely done, fellas. That's a bit of a slip landing. Oh. Oh. It's all good. Dougal McTavish is down, along with Reg. Benny P has just appeared. Cloaking device deactivated. There he is. USA PR1 and Advised Acorn. Colin J84 is in the house. Colonel Fork and Dangerous Brian, the stewards of the field. Run Downstream is here. Ally Pimp has now followed over on Twitch. Many thanks, my dude. We got a whole lot of planes here. Cage Runner says, fought the plane the whole flight and crashed once. Lost Juice has been found. Welcome to Innsbruck. Great to see a lot of new people here tonight, guys. I hope you guys are all enjoying so far. Bellbro has just arrived. Rudder with the super chat donation. Guys, it's time to invite Murphy for a drink. Manny, thanks, Rudder. Really appreciate that, my dude. Glad you're having a good time. Here's Jan Fjord. was wondering when that was going to show up. Many thanks for the donation, my dude. Really appreciate it. There's Catbat9. How's it going? Chippy Arnold makes a landing as well. It's utter carnage. Just planes everywhere. I'm trying to think of the right name. Advised Acorn, War Hamster has just made an appearance. Good evening, and welcome to Innsbruck. Pat says, I can't wait for the day we'll do a group flight in a chopper. Oh yeah, or a glider for that matter. There are so many planes here, it won't even load them all. Okay. I think the flying circus pretty much covers all of the bases. The flying circus indeed. Dan says, not my best approach. That's okay, Dan. You still made it. So, our next leg, we're going to go from Innsbruck over to St. Johann Airport. The ICAO code, Lima Oscar India Juliet. We're going to rumble back up the river and see what happens. Okay. Okay. I left you in this position as Triable Possum is here. Or is it Triable Possum or Triable Opossum? He's on stilts, it's okay. There's a really strong wind hitting us and he's just hanging about. Now, do we risk it and keep flying or should I restart it? That is the question. I'm going to restart it. Because that's what needs to happen, in case it all breaks mid-flight. And we don't want that, do we? Most definitely not. So we'll jump on over here again. Good evening, good evening. Kate says, was watching an IL-2 Stormovic stream earlier, kept wanting to squeeze the trigger during that flight. Yeah. It does be absolutely epic. There's a huge crew of people here tonight. Triple or Triable? It could be Triple. Murphy's speech now is about as good as it gets. You know, comparing it to those who don't speak English. I think. So, what do we need to do? We're going to relaunch the sim. And we're going to continue our flight. We have a fairly packed house here tonight, guys. Really appreciate you all for joining us. Hope you're having a good time. Be sure to check out our Discord as well, as I'll drop the link into the chat. Pilapili says, are you going to stay in the X-Cub? I don't know. I might go for the Mooney. Colonel Fork says 146 watching and only 92 likes. Scott says it's quite a lot of fun to watch. Many thanks, my dudes. It's quite a lot of fun to stream. It's organised chaos. Chaos, but organised. The music. As the sim loads up in the background. So, what can we tell you about St. Johann Airport? Well, its elevation is 2,211 feet. Saint Johann or Saint John, I suppose, or Johann. It's mainly it's a trading town, and it's in a place called, I think it's Tyrol, and it was first settled in the 4th century BC by the Celts. That's Disla, Usla. We rambled over there for the crack back many years ago, and we had a look around, and we kind of said to ourselves, just too many hills here, lads, and we rambled back to the Emerald Isle. That's exactly what happened. It's historically accurate, and it is the truth, according to Two-Tone, and you can take that straight to the bank, the bottle bank. Okay, so LOWI is going to be the place of our departure. This is called the shoulder moving number. You dance with your shoulders. You've got to see this. Look at all the traffic. Alison says, that was fun to watch. My housemate just joined me to watch, and she's chuckling at the bands. Cool. Gabriel says, Murph, what did I do before you streamed? I imagine you lived a happy life. Rudder says, guys, have to leave. Have a great remaining trip. Many thanks to you, my dude, and thanks again for the donation. You have a safe night, and thanks for joining us. We'll see you on the next one. Logan VK is here. He says, do you do New Ross? We've been over New Ross a few times. 100%. Holy moly, we just got 101 likes. You guys are nuts. Scott says, a productive life at best. Look at all the traffic, isn't that weird? How's this gonna work? Okay. Livery, that one, weight and balance. That one. I'm doing stuff in the background, but don't worry, it's not a secret. Time of day. 15:46. All players clear. Okay, our arrival is going to be Lima, Oscar, India, Juliet. Now, the plan for this flight, guys, we're going to ramble up the Inn River. I'll show you on the map when we get in there. Mark Pendleton is in the house. Happy Monday to you, my dude. Russell says, flight of the Valkyries at some point. Cage Rattler says you can blame Mint. I absolutely will. Any non-group fires coming in are in for a surprise. Indeed they are. So guys, if you want to join us on multiplayer, just make sure that you use no airliners, don't use any custom liveries or skins for your aircraft, and only use aircraft that came out of the official marketplace on Microsoft Flight Sim. I don't know why, it just breaks it. And it sucks when it breaks. It's really annoying. So yes, let us see. Apart from that, it's really great, really great. Super stream, best ever, tremendous efforts. If you start driving today, did you see that? I got the best doctors, great doctors. Doctors tell me I can go driving. I went driving. In the face. Oh, hello, Julia. We started on the runway. That's okay. Little bit of chop. We can live a chop. Hello, Mooney. I like it, Mooney. I like it, Mooney, a lot. Right. Time to get Buggy in. Go wait, he said to the music as it ran away with tears of laughter. Okay, so let's not hang around here, shall we? Are you guys ready? I'm ready. Quick check on where we're going. So when we depart, we have to do a UE, and we're going to follow the river. And we're going to follow the river all the way up to here. So when the river gets kind of like a loop, we're going to cut across and then go for here. Let's call it Louage. I believe there's Louages there, or logs, but it's Saint Johann. Okay. We'll go with a notch of flaps, not full flaps. Looking at my little indicator, one notch is going to be good. Let's buggy. Power coming in. Airspeed alive. $40 knots. There's 60 knots.
Hey, good money.
There's 70 and 75. We're getting light. Many thanks, Eric, for the follow. Murphy, would you nearly did that thing again. Positive right gear coming up. Touch the toe brake. Stop the wheels from spinning. We're climbing mightily here. Flaps can come back in now as well. Gain a bit of altitude on this heading, then we'll spin it around and we're going to follow the river all the way. Herrick Letas Logos is here. Hey from Turkey, Istanbul. Good evening to you, my friend. Happy Monday, or almost Tuesday with you now, I'd say. Oh, decent climb out here of Innsbruck. Hello, Fireflies. As we have Bill and Ted in the plane. Excellent adventure, awesome dude. And a bit of music as we do some flying. With a bit of chop. Oh, we got the power. Mark Pendleton says, I downloaded Innsbruck, awesome detail. It is. Now it is a little bit heavy on the frames, but it's awesome detail. Hi everybody! I dare say it, we're looking good. So we're going to go to 5,000 feet. Go ahead and arm this guy here. We're going to We're going to turn our heading indicator to about there. We're going to go heading mode, and we're going to go VS. Come down, you devil. We're going to go VS to 1,000. And arm the autopilot and engage. Godden says St. Johann is near the famous downhill skiing Kitzbühel. Nice. Mark says I need to learn the Garmin. Yeah, we'll try and do a lesson on that, or a tutorial. But just make sure, guys, hop on over to the Discord. If you guys need any help, we actually have a flight school in there. We have regular content creators, the likes of Colonel Fork, and we have Stuart Payne there, or Ailerons into the Wind, and we have people like Scott, and we've so many people who are very knowledgeable when it comes to this stuff. And don't be afraid. Just jump into any of the chats. Make sure you jump into the school and just ask the question, guys, how do you do this? They will help you out. And feel free to ask, because that's why we set it up. We also have a woodwork class. It's like that scene out of was that Ghost as well, when they were making like the pottery thing. Except we do that to logs. Spaceman 11 said, I was a ski instructor in Elmau near there. Cool, dude. Okay, we're kind of in rental power here at 170 knots, so we're going to chill the beans. Bring it back down to 2300 on our RPM. Manifold pressure is a little bit lively. Bring that back to maybe about 22. Keep our EGT in the blue arc. That is important. And it should behave from here, I hope. As the flying circus reforms. KG Moose says, your destination, Murph, is it an add-on as well? No, the next one we're going to is stock. Lima, Oscar, India, Juliet. This is called the River Inn, or the Inn River. And I remember when I drove here when I was a kid, I was certain the river was flowing up the hill. It was an optical illusion. It was the pattern on the river. Mark says, just by watching, I now know how to set my altitude. I wonder what that was for. Nice. So, you have two switches. You have your vertical speed and you have your overall altitude. So your altitude select, arm it, press or pull the vertical speed, and then roll up or roll down until it gets to the altitude. Super handy. So we're going to keep an eye on our fuel tanks here as well. By a rule of thumb, every 5 gallons that drops, we'll change over the tank. So, we're going to follow up the riverbed, and this little loop thingy majiggy, we got to turn right here and cut across. So when you guys see that shape on that there river, you got to let me know, Murph, turn right. And then when we land here, we're going to slalom our way through the valleys until we get back down to Salzburg. So I reckon we got about an hour left. Warhamster says, Murph, you're still on mental power. We're fairly booting here. The TBM is back in friendly territory. We're going to slow it down. Help the guys out behind us. They're all sitting there going, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Leading our mixture here, getting into the sweet spot. KG Moose says, Murph, with the altitude select, if you just dial in the altitude and press the arm, it will automatically climb and descend to the selected altitude at 500 feet. Correct. Accidentally hit. Oh dear. Keen Leopard is away. Keen, we'll see you the next time. Thanks very much for joining us, my dude. And we'll hopefully catch you on Wednesday. Stay safe and see you soon. So bringing the speed back down, help the guys behind us catch up. we continue on our adventures. Pilot Peely says, why is V so close to B? One thing I'd recommend, because of this known bug, guys, I would change the key that opens your VFR map to something that you're just not going to hit. You know what I mean? Change it to like backspace or something. Alison says, I did buy the Mooney, still familiarizing myself with it, but it's good. It's super good. Joel says, does it have speed brakes? I will draw your attention to here. Hello, speed brakes. Scott Voice says, it's a trap. Gorilla in the Mist is here. Good evening, happy Monday to you, my dude. Davis Brian is back. He said, if it's not cats, it's mice. My mouse just died and I couldn't do a thing. Joel says, I thought only airliners had speed brakes. Nah, some of the GA aircraft have them. The Moonies are built to go fast, and they go pretty fast. Like, these things can cruise easily at kind of 170 to 180 knots. Arnold Aaron is here. He says, my 7-year-old Joshua says hi. He loves your channel, way past bedtime, but he doesn't have school tomorrow, so he can stay up and learn formation flying. Well, hello to Joshua, and many thanks, Arnold. These guys can tell you a thing or two about formation flying. Okay, be mindful of the mountains, Murph. They really hurt. We could learn that the hard way. Kieran Niall says, good night, Murph. See you soon. You take very good care, Kieran Niall. Thanks for joining us tonight. Daniel is here. He says hello. He says, shout out, Nick Jer. Hello, Nick Jer. Joseph Gambino's in the house. He says, hi, Murph. Greetings from New York City. Greetings from Tipperary, my friend. 064 on the heading, guys, in case you want to know. Carville says, you know what? This may be my famous last words, Merv, but doing that generic model option has stopped my phantom switching. Thanks, mate. Cool. Pilot Peely, I just read that DM over on Discord. I'll post that picture later on. There is an absolute swarm of people following. It's hilarious. There are so many of you dudes out flying tonight. This is amazing. And I do hope you're all enjoying yourselves. Look at this. Echo India is in the house. Good evening to you, my friend. He says, you're keeping the virtual avgas company in business. And the rental companies. Looks like a scene out of Top Gun. Your ego's writing checks your body can't cash. Knuckle Duster says his gear is down. It's not the pilot, it's more the sim. Because I have these kind of generic models turned on, it doesn't model the aircraft super well. So depending on what he's flying, the sim just says, oh, he's flying this sort of plane. So usually, like if it's a Cessna Grand Caravan, it'll just say, it has fixed landing gear, keep the gears down. Or if it's a fixed gear, like a tail dragger. Oh crap, we missed our turn. We can fix this with science. We're going to make the flanking maneuver and come in by the back door. I was wondering why there was guys going that way. I was like, oh, yeah. That's okay, we can fix this. Now we could risk it and try and cut across in here, but that looks kind of high. So I think the safest thing is to go around the mountain. What do you reckon? Our mixture and prop settings. So, throttle currently set 53%. Prop RPM is at 82, and our mixture is at 42. Basically, in the Mooney, you want to be keeping this guy at around 2300 in your cruise. Manifold pressure, that depends on your speed. Cylinder head temperature, you can adjust that, but don't worry about it. Your EGT, or your exhaust gas temperature, you got to balance it. So where I have it leaned to now, 1330 is the best I can get that whilst maintaining power. Okay, status. We're making a right turn now, I'd say. Yeah. Let's go this way. It looks to be safer. So if you need to change your altimeter for your barometric pressure, this is your altimeter. You have your calibration knob just here, so you can twist. And that'll change your density altitude setting to what the barometric reading is. There's a screenshot. Now, back to our map. We're flying Han Solo here. So it's going to be right, follow the river down, left a bit. Alright, okay. Minty Aviation is here. Good evening to you. Happy Monday. Many thanks for joining us here this evening. Look at the state of this scenery. Isn't it amazing? Darren O'Sullivan is here. Happy Monday, bro. Same to you, my dude. You're very welcome aboard. Hope you're having a good Monday, dude. The start of another week. Joseph Gambino says, awesome scenery. X-Plane 11 has nothing on this. I tend to agree with you. Okay, so we've got to change our fuel tank selector. We're draining just from the left tank. So that will cause an imbalance, meaning that we're going to be heavier on the right-hand side. So to correct this, we're going to go from the left tank onto the right tank. This is our fuel tank selector. We're going to click it one over. And now we're going to feed fuel from the right. David E has just subscribed. Many thanks, my dude. You're very welcome along. So I think I have a runway in sight. I do. So guys, the same drill will apply. I know there's a heap of us behind. Look at the amount of them. So if you guys want to slow it down, hang back, get your spacing right. Let's make this happen. All our lights are on. Open our air vent, just to keep us kind of fresh and awake. So the Mooney, in all its glory, it flies and handles quite fast. And we have speed brakes to help us out if we get into trouble. Bit of sun coming in the window there. Looks very nice. The Dam Busters. The Air Force has a flighter squadron while Murphy has a heap. Tarvu, many thanks for the donation, dude. I did speak too soon, but there's a pint for you for all your help. Thank you very much, Tarvu. Really appreciate it, my dude. So we have brakes on. That warning horn comes on when you don't have your landing gear down. But with our brakes, we're slowing down nicely. We're good to lower the landing gear at this stage. This is a steepish approach, but it's okay. First notch of flaps coming down. Keep an eye on our turn here for the runway. Second notch of flaps coming down. We're easy on our brakes. We're going to turn on final here. It's auto-gen buildings in this area, so the buildings look a bit kind of, you know, they're strange. But for the most part, they look good. We'll go full flaps now. And face cam on for the dramatic effect. That's what we go for. So watch your speed here, Murph. Keep it on the centre line as best you can. We can deploy our brakes as soon as we enter the flare. Which is going to be roughly here. Oh, don't float it, Murph. Eek. Easy does it. We're down. Bit of manual braking now. We're finished with the flaps, finished with the speed brakes. And we'll taxi off the runway just at the very end here. Turn the cameras around and check out everyone else. A 10 for Murphy. Buttered that. It was close. It was almost touch and go. No, it wasn't. You see what I did? You know what I did. Dara Rosney's in the house. Good evening to you, dude. Right, we'll just spin our Mooney here onto the grass. We're going to keep the engines live because this is kind of a short stop. Says the brakes. So we're going to jump up to this screen, then this in here. Yes, yes. We need to go to traffic. Turn on the nameplates because there are squadrons of squadrons. Oh dear. The runway is open. Bit of speed. The Berko Flyer's down. Here comes Jack Sorrows. Get my mush off the screen. The approach is looking good, albeit a little bit deep. You got this, Jack. Oh yeah, nicely done, dude. The landing gear will appear. There they are. We knew they were there. Colonel Fork, Piat. It's all panic. Nicely done, Colonel. Bit of a float, but he got it. Remember your spacing, guys. If you're too close to someone, just go around. It's the dating game. Behind door number 1. He enjoys walks on the beach, holding hands, reciting poetry, and fixing old tractors. Larson doing the aerobatics over the field. There's always one. Here comes Madge 888 in a Mooney. Why, he made that look easy. Pilot Peely and Lost Juice are inbound. And here they are. Pilot Peely, this is looking good. The Mooney, intent on landing. Open the door for good measure. Bit of a bounce, but he's down. Flyboy 357. Another Mooney. It's like the Mooney show. Nicely done, my dude. Nicely done. There's Benny P. We can hear the reversers. Full power. Run downstream and deep future coming in. Oh, that's quite low. It's okay. You can do it. Oh dear. Abort. Abort. Whoop whoop. Here comes Reg. Oh, big flare. He meant every bit of that. And he's down. Run downstream has ran down the stream. War Hamster making this look good in the Mooney. Nicely done, my dude. Nicely done. A triple threat. Larson Jet Tech and the Merlin Flyer. Nice Mooney. That's a cool livery. The invasion of Saint Johann has begun. It's a go around. You did right. Martha second. Nicely done, my dude. Here comes the Berko Flyer down in front. Spaceman 11. The Eagles are landing. Nicely done. A little bit of a bounce, but you've got that. Down in front is down in front. Spaceman 11 glides in. Dougal McTavish has tested the front gear on the Mooney. Lost juice has been found. Welcome. Dangerous Brian makes it look very easy. Nice landing, my dude. Phil Breen coming in with G8. Here comes Colonel Ford to check on things. WB 1990 inbound with the Mooney. Oh, that looks big. Oh, beautiful, man. There's Kerry Gold. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Advised Acorn. There's Jerome. Here's Chippy Arnold. Nicely done, dude. Do we have any more? Burned as butter. There's the flyboy. Literally the invisible man. Here comes Papa Joe B. Cage Armor's there. Cat Bat for the go around. Papa Joe B lands with a hop, skip, and a jump, but he's down. Godden says, good job. Some nice touchdowns. Good night, all. Godden, many thanks for joining us tonight, my dude. We'll hopefully catch you on the next one on Wednesday. Until then, stay safe. USA PR1 is inbound. In the TBM. Nice flare. Nicely done, my dude.
Hey, good morning.
Conan is now following. Many thanks for doing. Nicely done from Dan 1. He gets down in one piece. Good night to you, Jim. You take care out there. Thanks a million for joining us. Jaldor is down. Kramer Airlines will catch you on Wednesday, my dude. Catbat 9 is about to land. Nicely done. Marta Second says, this is good fun again, Murph. Next time, bush flying and landing in random fields in Africa. Maybe, dude, maybe. I was checking out some South African airports the other day. They look super. I think we were waiting on one. Time to make my bride some dinner. Have a great day on flight. Scott, many thanks for joining us tonight, my dude. Cage Armor has landed in. Nicely done. Mark says, next flight, go find Santa. Oh yeah, there will be a Christmas stream, don't worry. Triple Eight says, so much fun, Murph, awesome. It's you guys who make the fun. There he is, GDA 555. Nicely done, RDW77. As the Colonel goes for departure. And it's time to boogie. Real Space Grass is now following. Many thanks, my dude. We got a lot of people here. And we're going to taxi this one down. We're going to go for our departure. And we're heading back to Salzburg. As we're doing this, we'll jump down to our little GPS, go to flight plan. We're going to delete that. Let's see here now. Delete. And we're going to go direct to mode while we're waiting. So we're going to Lima. Zoom right in here so we know what we're doing. So we're going to Lima. Oscar. Whiskey. Sierra. I think. Lima, Oscar, Whiskey, Sierra. Should be. Andy Andreas is now subscribed. Many thanks, my dude. Let me see. We want the airport. Activate. GPS is on. Cool. Okay. Let's get vertical. Danfjord, okay, up for school run in the morning. I need my beauty sleep. We'll catch you next time round. Jam, many thanks for joining us, my dude. Shiny Pants Airlines, thanks Murph, that was great. Looking forward to the next one. Thanks very much, my dude. You take it easy out there. I reckon we can make this. One notch of flaps. The guys departing to the north of the... we'll go... half a runway in the Mooney. What do you reckon, guys? Will we make it? Oh, that's a little bit tight, isn't it? So we'll back taxi. Oh dear! Medic! Okay, we're good to go. Power set. Airspeed's alive. Keep ourselves here in the centre line. We've just passed 60 knots. Rotate, positive rate, gear coming up, tap on the toe brakes. Bring our flaps back in here as well. This Mooney just wants to climb. So we shall consult our map, because there's a bit of work to go on this. So, we need to follow up here and basically stay within the green stuff. Once we get to this river, we'll kind of figure things out. So we're going to follow the river until it breaks off to the right. And that's going to be our plan of attack. So there's the river. We're going to follow this guy around. Hello, fireflies. Get ourselves somewhat established here as our speed climbs. We want to go now for 5,000 feet. Go ahead and arm that. Vertical speed. And we can turn on our autopilot. Don't hit the mountain, Murph. Don't hit the mountain. Alright, we're good. We're climbing. So we've got to follow this river all the way along. Checking our little map here again. Once we get to the river here, turn right and follow down. It looks like we just go down here and then turn right. As we're coming up on 4,000 feet. We're doing okay. We continue on. We'll be kind of following the valley around to the right. Follow that river then. Stay with the river. All the way down. And then the mountains are no longer a factor, and then we go straight down to Salzburg. I love it when a plan comes together. We got a lot of traffic. So here's the river. And we pretty much follow this one all the way back to Salzburg. Keeping left. Mark says, I've never seen so many chicken wings. Okay, we're leveling off here at 5,000 feet. Go ahead and tidy up. That'll about do. We seem to be fairly set up nicely now. Our speed should bleed off a small bit. We'll give it a little extra hand. Don't forget, guys, you can follow us over on Discord. We stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Mark says, so flying like that, you don't have to set your biometric pressure. Oh, you do. It should be automatically set, though. Should be a left turn here, which we are.
Hey, good morning.
Brevity Music Tuition is now following. Many thanks, my dude. Happy Monday to you. Many thanks for the follow. I hope you're having a good day. We've got a couple of moonies keeping up. We'll take our time, don't worry. Look at the scenery here. We're doing about 146 over the ground, or about 135 indicated airspeed. Not setting the world alight, taking our time. Whole load of planes with us tonight. This has been absolutely fantastic. Little bit bumpy. Tony says, all cool, I'm joining in if okay. No problem, dude. Just be sure, don't use any airliners, don't use any custom liveries or skins, and don't use any aircraft from outside of the official marketplace. The reason being is, there's a bug, and it'll crash the sim and then the stream. So if you can stick with the default aircraft and default liveries, you're more than welcome to join us. So far so good. As we navigate our way through the Alps. We'll be coming down here, it'll be a kind of a sharp right with a sharp left, and then we should be clear of the hills. We're probably good to go over, but we'll stick to our plan. Picking up a little bit of bump from the mountains, but that's okay. Oh, look at that for a view. Okay, we're pretty much plain sailing back to Salzburg. Please don't crash the sim. There's always two. Let me see. So, airport in sight. We're going to meander over this way. We can now start our descent. The airport elevation here, of course, is 1,411 feet. So we're going to bring ourselves all the way down to 3,000. Go ahead and arm that. And we can V-speed it down to about 1,000 feet. Keep an eye on our speed as we do it. We'll be making our landing facing the south. Look at the amount of planes. It's amazing, isn't it? Flinty Flint is now following. Many thanks, my dude. Happy Monday to you. I hope you're having a good one. So we're going to turn our heading to the north, 360 degrees, as we let the airliner carry on. Hello, Flinty Flint. Many thanks for the subscribe and the follow, my dude. Hope you're keeping well. Dougal McTavish says, my avionics won't start even with the master avionics switch. Oh, dude. Chucks away, chaps. Bilbo Swaggins 1 is now following. Many thanks, my dude. That's a deadly name. So we have a look out on our right hand side. There be at the runway. We're getting a little bit of chop, but I imagine it's down to a couple of airliners in the area. Just remember, guys, if you want to join in with our group flight, just make sure you have no custom aircraft or liveries and no airliners. It tends to break things for whatever reason. So we're going to do the same plan again as soon as we get landed. Please don't crash the sim, it's getting awful stutters. We'll start our turn here. Donald Mallon is here. Andy says, I reckon you got about 50 planes behind you. It's cool, isn't it? This is certainly one of the bigger ones. Okay, we got a lot of chop. You guys are going to be landing with terrible frames. But that's okay. So turn off our autopilot for our final approach back into Salzburg. Face cam on for the dramatic effect. Let's see if we can land this without breaking it, eh? As a TBM and all sorts of planes do all sorts of stuff. Speed is looking good. Landing gear coming down. We'll go with one notch of flaps here as well. Start our turn on final. Yeah, we're a little bit high, but we'll tidy that up once we get down a little bit lower. Go to second notch of flaps. We have speed brakes here if we need them, which we'll need them. Quick check, landing lights are on, gears are down and indicated, flaps are set, and we're using our speed brakes just to help us get onto that glide slope. Flinty Flint says, good luck with the landing, we need butter. Oh yeah, we're going to go for butter. Well, that's the plan. Now, if there's a drop in frames, it mightn't work too good. That airliner is doing crazy things. It's making me all nervous and jumpy as he turns onto the runway. There's always a tree. Aim for the center line. Watch your speed, Murph. You're at 80 knots. Oh, don't crash because of that guy. Don't be that guy. Okay, hold the speed off here. Throttle back. There's contact. Speed brake's coming out. There's 60 knots. Oh dear. It's carnage. In a good way. So, bring our flaps back in. We're finished with our speed brakes. And what we're going to do, we're just going to abandon the runway as we turn around, get our camera set up, and check the guys landing. We've got a big squadron of dudes with us. The flying circus is in the house. Alright guys, bear with me now as we get myself stopped. And we want to turn on the traffic nameplates. Go to traffic, go to nameplates, go to apply, back, press this button. Mio 999, you're now famous for being that guy. Hang on now. So where are we guys coming in from? That way or this way? This way. Okay guys, the runway is most certainly open. This could be chaos. I love chaos, so it's all good. Here comes Cool Boosh and War Hamster. It's an invasion. War Hamster, that's a really nice approach, my dude. Nicely done. There's butter all over the runway. Next up is Pat in the distance. It's toe tapping time. Oh yeah. Nicely done, Pat. Reverses out. We can see Colonel Fork patrolling the area. Lost Juice has been found. CNN has now followed. Many thanks, my dude. That looked like a go-around. WB 1990 is in the house. Lost Juice went for the loop on final. This is looking nice, WB. I can't believe it's not butter. Pilot Peely and Jack Sorrows inbound. Jack has a huge flare. Pilot Peely. He'll get it down. And he's down. Nicely done. And Jack Sorrows, great approach, my friend. Seated Pluto. Nicely done. Look at the amount of them. Spaceman and Larson. Nicely done, fellas. Welcome, welcome. G8 is inbound. Merlin Flyer and Jepson. M2 coming in together. Nicely done. The Burko Flyer. Very nice. Colin J and Run Downstream all in together. Well, bro, nicely done. We can see the flyboy coming in. We have a Dougal McTavish inbound with possibly no avionics. Looking good, Dougal. Looking very good. Bit of a bounce, but it's okay. For someone with no avionics, he did just okay. Here's Benny P. Oh, that looks nice. That looks very nice, Benny. Well done, my dude. Great landing. Chippy Arnold inbound. That looks nice, Chippy. Super stuff. Colonel Fork just about to make touchdown. Nicely done, my dude. Scotland 737 has just subscribed. Deep Future inbound. And he makes that look easy. That's why I never became a cameraman. Wrong button, Murph. Oh, look at this. The two guys coming in together. Cage Rattler, a bit of a bounce, but it's okay. Prefontaine is in with a pair of legs hanging out of his Cessna. Oh, that's butter smooth. Cherub also made it down in one piece. Nicely done, fellas. Advised Acorn is making a steep approach. Cool Boosh. Welcome, welcome. Well, that's quite the approach. You can do it! Lucy M is here, watching under my laptop. My phone got water damage and now has a black screen, but I turned it off. That's too bad, Lucy, but many thanks for joining us. Hope you're keeping well. Sean Legaman is inbound along with Flyboy357. Nicely done, Sean. And nicely done, Flyboy. It's all happening. Kagarma's in, as is Catbat9. Bit of a bounce at the TBM, but that's quite okay. It's well able for it. Oh dear. Jaldor has made a nice landing. Merlin Flyer says, another great evening. Thanks, Murph and all. You're more than welcome, Merlin. Great flying out there tonight. Dougal says, avionics came back on when I hit the ground. Sometimes they just need the virtual smack. Dougal McTavish, we will catch you on the next one, sir. Martha second inbound. It's all happening now. There's TPR Colleen. Welcome, welcome. There's Mort. Colin J inbound. You're very welcome, Alison. Thanks for joining us tonight. Looking forward to flying with you soon. He's been taken by the sky. They have stolen him. I do believe that be everyone. What do you reckon, guys? As Mad 888, my man. We knew there was landing gear. GDA 555 brings up the rear with the gear. Awesome stuff, guys. Well, there we have it. I have to say that's probably the biggest group flight we've had so far on the channel. And look how neat and tidy you all parked. Fantastic. Well, guys, as always, thank you all so very, very much for joining me here tonight. Happy Monday to you all. To all the new peoples. Big shout out again to Minty, who gave us all the... but she gave us the raid, didn't she? So big shout out to everyone from there. To all our co-pilots this evening. Excellent flying once again. Really fun to do. We did great exploring. Superb scenery. Make sure you guys check it out. Don't forget the Zell MC Airport. Available over on Orbex as well. I would recommend you pick it up. It's one of the best I've seen. To all the supporters, subscribers, followers, everyone who clicked like, everyone who mentioned things in the chat. Thank you all so very much. I'm absolutely blown away by the amount of people who come into these streams. And as you can see on the screen, all these people who just want to fly with us. So thank you all so very much. I'll put another link up to our Discord. Be sure to check it out. For those of you watching on Twitch, well, we're going to return the favour and raid. We'll probably jump over and check out someone now in a sec. And for everyone else who's watching on YouTube, thank you all so very, very much. We'll catch you on Wednesday. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Good night, guys.